Oh yeah, he's awake and alive.
It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast with your friend Mike. It's the 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast that you like, 'cause it's free. Here he comes now with Billy Munster. It's gonna start.
Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-Year-Old Boy Podcast. And folks, I'm not going to lie to you. It's been weird. It's been weird for a couple of months. Me sitting in an empty room, me sitting with Lily, and things are breaking and things are changing, and all of those things have been weird. I even titled a show Weird. I called it Weird. And then a guy in New York told me not to be weird. He didn't even know about the fucking podcast. That guy was just shaving my face, and he stepped up and he's like, hey, don't be weird. He didn't even know about all my weirdness. He knew about the tiny sliver of weirdness that I brought to his goddamn barbershop. If he knew about all the weirdness, he would know how futile it is to look at me and say, hey, don't be weird, because fuck, I'm just going to be weird, dude. You can't fix that with one sentence. You can try, certainly, but it's not going to work. So as we know, let's talk about the travails. Let's talk about all of the problems we've had with this podcast. And by we, I mean me. You have no fucking problems because you know why? Click. You can just turn the motherfucker off and you got no problem at all. Skipping a week is fine. Go listen to that one fucking show where they got a guy who's a killer on fucking death row and now they're trying to free him and it's in Time Magazine. Did I hear that right? Is that real? Why the fuck is every week, like, I've done this podcast for 7 fucking years, okay? 7 years. Has anybody noticed? No. You guys have. Maybe 5 of you have noticed. I'm going to say, it seems low. I get my numbers. I know that I got Turks and Caicos on board. There's at least 5 people in fucking Turks and Caicos listening to this goddamn show. And there are enough people who are on board who've noticed, and it allows me to be able to do the show, and thank you. I appreciate it. But then, out of nowhere, there's always some show that everybody's like, oh my God, can you, like last year, it was those fucking... Welcome to Spookville. What the fuck was that show? I don't even know what the hell it was called. And by the way, you're going to notice something weird. I'll address it later. I'll get to it. I promise I'll get to it. But you think it's weird for you? It's fucking triple weird for me right now, and I'll tell you why in a second. But last year it was fucking Welcome to Idiots. What was that fucking show? I don't even remember the name of the show. It was a bunch of dudes, and they created like a fake town, and then they did a live show, and I guess they're just banging garbage pan lids together and fucking having a good time, and everybody's like, oh my God, it's brilliant. It changes the medium of podcasting. And I'll tell you what, I haven't heard a fucking word about those guys. Are they still doing the show? Or did Hollywood scoop them up and sign them and make them fucking make the next blockbuster and ignore me again? God damn it. And look, we're not competing. Okay, just because we're all doing podcasts doesn't mean that we're all waiting to be picked. It's not like a big fucking, vending machine where they walk up and they go, hey, B6, and the fucking Welcome to Spookville guys fall down into the fucking chip gut dish. And yes, I did take that from Dennis Miller. And chip gut, fucking Dennis Miller, by the way, let's talk about that for just a second. Dudes, how genius was Dennis Miller? Go listen to the Off-White album. As a matter of fact, turn me off right now. I will not care. If you turn this show off right now and you go listen to the Off-White album with Dennis Miller, I'll be here when you come back. I mean, I'm still going to keep talking and stuff. But if you stop right now and go listen to the Off-White album, you're going to go, oh, that's fucking genius, because it was. It was absolutely genius. Dennis Miller was a genius back then. And now, he all of a sudden, he got scared by 9/11 and he turned into the guy he is today, where he's like, he's just pointing out things that are the obvious, and he's just making fun of like poor people. Oh, I hate him. All right, I don't hate him. I stood in line with him at a Quiznos once, I wanted to talk to him. He's one of the dudes I never talk to. Like, me, usually I see some dude that I know, or I recognize them and I like their work, and I have to go up and I have to tell them, oh my God, I got to talk to you, because, I'll tell you this fucking just happened. Ha ha. By the way, it's late. I'm yelling a lot, and it's late, and I'm, dudes, all right, look, I'll get to it, but it's really fucking strange right now. So... I talk about, like, when I meet people and I have to talk to them, right? All right, so I'm going to tell you this fucking story. And this isn't even a story. It's an anecdote. Nothing, whatever. Who cares? Just get to it. Shut up. As you know, folks, I work in fucking Barbecueville. I'm Travis Barbecue, and I'm taking people their ribs and their potato salad, and I'm bringing them sporks sometimes, and also napkins. And I'll tell you that the napkins and the sporks in a convenient pack. It's cellophane. It's like a plastic wrap, and it's all put together. If somebody said to me, "Hey, just bring me like 30 sporks," couldn't do it. Could not do it. I would have to bring them sporks and napkins at the same time. If someone said, dude, just bring me like those folded napkins, I'd say, I can't do it. You need to have a spork as well. Idiot. All right, so So I bring people their food, and I drive around, and I'm in Venice Beach usually. Sometimes I'm in Hollywood, but most of the time in Venice Beach, and sometimes you see like celebrity type people. John Goodman has come into our restaurant and ordered food. John Goodman, a Ray Liotta has come in and ordered food. It's always staggering when you see those people in fucking real life because they walk in and you just I mean there are famous people I deliver to as well, and you walk in and you just see them and they're just dudes, they're just people, they're just ladies, they're whoever they are. But it is a little fucking shocking when you see the guy from Goodfellas walk into your restaurant. It's a little strange because you wonder, is he here to bust the place out? Are they going to take all the equipment out the back and have Robert Patrick have to sign a bunch of papers? Maybe they are. I don't know. But it is very odd. It is strange to see when that happens. But I was driving very rarely. Like I said, I deliver to people's houses, and there will be celebrity-type people, and I'll go there. I've talked about that on here. But I had a fucking strange thing happen just like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I'm delivering down by the beach, and I should really be keeping track of what I was talking about. What was I was? All right, I should tell you this. I don't have my usual, hey, what was I talking about person here this week. All right, we got to address this. We got to talk about this now, and I didn't want to. I wanted to get to it later. I'm in my house recording this. How fucking weird is that, folks? First of all, I haven't done this since the early days of this show. I think the first 9 episodes, maybe the first 7 episodes, 4 of them were done in my apartment, 3 of them were done in Riverside, and then after that, we went to Lily's place. And we always recorded at Lily's place because Lily had all the equipment, and I showed up there because she took over as a producer once Eric bailed. And this show has had 2 different producers in its time on the air. On the air, as you know, and I'm still waiting, of course, for the network to pull it away from us. Oh wait, that's what I was talking. Fuck! Don't get lost. See, I'm in a position now where I can't stop and double back. I can't stop my head. I have to just keep rolling downhill. I am the giant boulder in Indiana Jones. I'm just going to keep rolling. Do you ever think to yourself, where did that fucking boulder end up? Did we ever see that in the movie? I don't think we did. Like, he ran out of the cave. Or no, it hits like a smaller wall version of the cave, and it stops. All right, yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. So, no, I never thought to myself where it ended up because I saw it right in the goddamn movie when I watched it. Idiot. So, all right, I was going to talk about... God damn it. I'm furious at myself because I can't stop. And now I'm getting in my own head about it. I got to stop doing that. All right, fuck, let's just do this. I'm in my house. All right, and this show's had 2 producers. It had Eric as my producer for the first 9 episodes, and then it had, or I think first 7 episodes, and then Lily for the last 7 years. Like, Lily jumped in. And as you know, for the past couple of weeks, we've had all sorts of equipment fuck-ups and things that are happening and problems, and her computers are screwed up, and my computer is screwed up. And I don't know. I mean, it's just cash, and it's money I have to pay, and I'll have to do it eventually because I got to fix my laptop. I got to work on it, and Lily's got to fix her laptop and stuff. But money is money, and it's just not laying around. So this week I didn't know, and I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, look at Mike doing a Christmas show for us, and what a trooper he is. But I will tell you this: I'm cheating. I'm cheating a little bit. You're getting this on Christmas morning. Unwrap me, folks. I'm here for you. I'm under your tree waiting. However, I'm not recording on Christmas Eve. I'm supposed to be, with the schedule, usually I would record on Wednesday and you'd hear it on Thursday. But we're recording a little early because I will be traveling this week. I'll be on a plane on Christmas Eve, heading off to the beautiful Jill. But more importantly, in the scheduling of this show, I'm not at Lily's house. Like I said, I'm at my house recording. And the funny thing is, Lily doesn't even know I'm doing this. She's probably wondering when we're recording this week, if we're recording this week. Because what we were supposed to do is last week, we were going to record a show on Wednesday, for Thursday, and then we're going to record a show on Thursday for this week. Well, as you know, last week, as you heard the phone and me talking into the fucking computer and exasperated and not knowing what the fuck to do to with myself, I had to scrap almost an hour of audio because it was fucking filled with just buzzes and pops. It just sounded like I was on a CB radio or something. I don't know what the fuck happened, but her computer fucked up and there was nothing we could do about it. I wanted to use it. I wanted to salvage it. We still have it. Eventually I might put it out there, but I don't know fucking why. I mean, why would I do that? Hey, here's a bunch of old jokes with buzzes and pops all over it. That just makes no fucking sense. But I still have it just in case. Just in case one week I don't want to do a show, I'll go, hey, throw out that buzzes and pops horse shit and see if anybody enjoys it. But so I didn't get to record last Thursday, and honestly, when I left Lily on Wednesday, I mean, she didn't know what to do. She was kind of beside herself a little bit because, you know, the computer had just been crashing and crashing. We didn't know how to fucking get a handle on it. And so I just told her, I said, look, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. Everything's going to be fine. Don't be upset. And she's like, okay, cool. And I have not talked to her since. I have not talked to her since Thursday morning when she wanted to know the title of the show. And so I had to figure out what to do because I knew we weren't going to be able to record on Thursday. I didn't know what the rest of her schedule was like, and I have been thrust into working a ton of doubles at work, so I had to kind of make do with what I could and record whenever I can. Well, she's got, you know, her burlesque shows, and she's got stuff where she's got to go with Eddie, and she's got a life, man. And so I can't just go, hey, stop your life and let me come over. I mean, I do it on Wednesdays, and I'm fucking lucky enough that she does. She stops her life on Wednesday. I come over, I do the show, she listens, she edits, she does whatever she has to do, and she uploads it for you guys on Thursday. Well, after what happened last week, and what's been happening for the past 2 months, because her computers are fried, I just didn't feel right about going, hey, look, what about Saturday? What about Sunday? What about this? Because I'm actually working doubles every single day. It's just, dude, I'm just fucking, I think I'm an entertainer. I mean, I think I am. I think I'm a comedian, and I think I'm that guy. But at the same time, I'm we're all trying to stay afloat, and I'm the blue collar podcast guy, I guess. I mean, if that's how you want to fucking pigeonhole me or whatever the fuck you want to throw on me. But I have to work a real job, and look at all the podcasters in the world that work real fucking jobs. Who am I kidding? I wish that I could say, hey, I'm just a comedian. Hey, I'm an entertainer. I'm not. Unfortunately, I got fucking bills I got to pay. So I couldn't just carve out a day and go, hey, we're doing this, because since I'm leaving on Wednesday the 24th, I got scheduled for doubles on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Like literally I'm working 10 to 12 hours a day all of those days, which is fine. I'm happy to do it. I'm a mercenary. I need the cash. Travis Barbecue, you know that. Here's a man who stood up. But at the same fucking time, it doesn't leave me with a lot of time to do stuff like, laundry and horseshit like that, and real life. And look, you don't want to hear about fucking real life. You're tuning into a goddamn comedy show. You want to hear me do all that stuff, which I get. But at the same time, unfortunately, real life bleeds into it, and it fucking turns me upside down, and it makes me do weird things like record in my goddamn apartment at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night. It is 11 o'clock. I'm not fucking kidding. Is it December? What is today? The 21st? The 22nd? I think it is. I don't know. I think it's the 22nd, right? 23rd? No, 21st. Yeah, it's the 21st. Here's the thing. Normally when I ask Lily questions, she will answer me, okay, because I'm talking to her and she can look at me. I'm just going to tell you this, folks. There's somebody here. There's somebody here right now, and as I keep asking him things or looking at him, he won't talk. Like he's not laughing, which maybe because I'm not fucking funny, I have no idea. But he won't laugh. He won't look at me even. He's just like staring at the computer. And because just now I was searching for the fucking date, and he pulled out his phone and he looked at it. And I was like, the 21st, and he nodded. Like he fucking nodded, dude. Like he doesn't even want to be exposed for being here. He doesn't want anybody to know that he's here doing this. He's under the cover of night. And so remember how I said earlier that it was weird? It is even weirder than you can fucking imagine, because it's like I'm sitting in my apartment at 11 o'clock, 11:30 now at night, talking, and I mean the whole setup is fucking wrong. I have sad divorced guy apartment. All right, that's what I have. I have like a cocktail bench, and I've got an ottoman, and I've got one chair that Pat gave me that I told a story in year 2 about when we tried to get it out of his second floor and we dropped it on the goddamn driveway. I'm sitting in it right now. I've never recorded in the king chair. I'm sitting in the big purple king chair. God damn it, that's right, purple. It's even a royal color. And I'm sitting in it right now and talking in a fucking space to a guy who could not want to be anywhere else more in his life. Honestly, he's just staring at the computer. He's got headphones on. He's staring straight ahead. He wants nothing to do with me. I'll tell you all about him in just a second. But it's just fucking. So last week when the shit hit the fan with the fucking show, and people even wrote me and they called me and they're like, dude, you sound bad. Like, I mean, I guess I sounded again. How many shows am I going to do where I sound like I'm putting a fucking bullet in my head? And then you guys will finally realize I'm never going to kill myself. I'm not. I'm just not that guy. I'm not built for it. I just can't do it. You know why? Because I'm too much of a glory hog. Like I would want to stick around and see. Like, let's put it this way: if I could stick around and see my funeral and hear everybody say all the cool things about me afterwards, I would absolutely kill myself. Why not? Then you do that, right? Then you hear everybody show up and talk about what a great fucking guy you are. But if you kill yourself, it's fucking lights out. You don't get to hear anybody go, "Oh man, I'm going to miss him." See, if you could just guarantee me that I could put a bullet in my fucking skull and die, and then lay in the coffin, and I could hear everybody talk about what a great dude I was, and oh man, I'm going to miss him, I might do it. I might do it just for that one day of goddamn glory. But then even the rest of the time is going to be just fucking under the cover of darkness, right? Then I'm done. I float away. I go up to see the fucking to Jesus, right? He's up there, right? He's waiting for me. I think. I hope that's where I'm going. I don't know. I haven't done anything really terrible. I've done some bad stuff, but nothing that bad. Because I don't, and look, I don't know. I'm not you people. I don't know how you deal with your heaven and your hell and your fucking cartoons and your bullshit stories about Jesus and whoever the fuck else is up there and the devil, that guy with the pitchfork. I don't get. Is he like, because some people interpret him as a guy in a suit and he's like kind of swarthy and slick, and then some guy he's like Tim Curry with big fucking horns and a goddamn pitchfork, and he's chasing Tom Cruise and an elf or whatever the fuck was in that movie. I have no idea. But I know it's the best devil of all time. Tim Curry, truly, clearly the best devil of all time. Yes, can we all agree on that? I think we can. And by all, I mean me and this person in my apartment who does not want anything to do with me. He's sitting in an office chair. I'm in a king chair. We're not even, again, he's alongside me. He's sitting shotgun to this fucking podcast. It's not like because I face Lily. Lily's like maybe 5 feet away from me, 6 feet away from me, and I'm looking at her. So when I'm talking and I'm searching, I'll close my eyes and I'll talk. But a lot of the times I'll talk and I'll try to make her laugh and I'll look at her and she'll start laughing and we'll talk. And so I'm performing to an audience of one. I'm performing to Lily as she sits directly across from me. This fucking dude is shotgun from me, so I can't even look at him. Like, it's out of the corner of my eye. I have to peripherally see that he's hiding his face and ignoring me. He wants nothing to do with me. He's the guy who runs the equipment. That's it. You know where I got him? I got him from Podcasters R Us. That's where I got him. I went there and I said, I need a producer. They said, we will ship this guy out. It's like, you know what he is? He's like the Uber of podcasting. I just called him and he's going to come here. And then I'll tell you what, I am the victim of surge pricing. This is not going to be worth it for anybody, folks. I'll tell you that. I have been surge priced into this goddamn Uber of podcasting show. I tell you what, he's actually the lift of podcasting. And you know how I know that? Because he came here with a pink mustache around his waist. That's this guy right now. He showed up, pink mustache around his waist, and I let him in my goddamn house. And I got to look at Audacity just fucking mocking me. Blue lines in my fucking face. Jesus Christ, dudes. If you know anything about me, first of all, it's apparently that I can breathe through my eyes, because I don't think I've breathed this entire goddamn show. All I've done is talk and run downhill. But if you know anything about me, it's, you know that I hate change, man. I don't know if I fear it or I hate it, or all I do is I moan about it and whine. And this is one of those shows, man, where I'm just fucking moping around and moaning and whining. Again, like I said last week, people were always like, dude, you really sounded bad on the phone, like you were really worried. And I got to be honest, it was just end of the rope time. Because for fucking months, I've been going to Lily's house and I have to see her, white knuckling and holding the thing into her goddamn audio jack and trying to make it work and being unable to fix her machine. And then I sit there and I try to make her laugh. And, she's hold on, the screen edit. Is that bad? Is that bad for us? All right, okay. I'm literally, all I can see, because he's peripherally on my edge. He's riding shotgun, but in front of me, I can actually see the screen, so I can see the computer, and it went black, like it totally disappeared. And I was like, dude, if I lose this audio, first of all, let's all look around and realize to ourselves, this has all been brilliant, right? Can we agree on that? This has just been absolute brilliance. If we lost this, then we throw in the towel. Then we're finished. Then I'll tell you what, when Serial makes a sequel, it'll be about me having killed 4 people and hiding in jail. That'll be my next podcast. I will kill 4 people, and then whoever the fuck that woman is, the disembodied voice, Sarah Koenig, is that her name? I think it's Koenig. How does that, again, and look, I've never listened to it. And I can't really criticize it. I can't say anything bad about it. I don't know anything about it. All I know is, all of a sudden, whenever anything like that happens, there's these media people who are like, podcasting now. What is this now? Like, they have no idea what's going on. I've been doing it 8 years. 8 years. I did it for a year with Pardo, and I've done it for 7 on my own. I mean, I knew my friend David Lawrence, he was doing it forever. Adam Curry's been doing it forever. People have been doing this for a long fucking time. Dude, I was doing this when I was 11. I mean, granted, nobody heard it, but I was fucking doing it, for fuck's sake. I'll tell you what. But whenever a show like this fucking, I guess Serial came out, I guess Saturday Night Live even did a sketch about it this week, and they made fun of it, or they talked about it, or they did a spoof of it. I don't fucking know. All I know is I just, am I doing this just so Saturday Night Live will make a sketch about me eventually? Is that what I'm hoping? Is that what the end game of this entire fucking thing is? Is podcasting, do they have, as a medium, does it have such a, like an inferiority complex that it's like, oh, finally we're noticed? I don't know. I can't speak for all podcasters. I can barely speak for me, motherfuckers. I have no idea what to say. So with Lily's problems with her audio and all that stuff, I had to make a decision. So last week, people were writing me, like I said, and they were just like, dude, man, you really sounded out of it. And it just, I was exasperated because I didn't know what the fuck to do. And this show is, as you can probably tell from this week, and we talk about this all the fucking time, and by we, I mean me, and you listen, you don't talk. Maybe you do talk. Maybe you talk back to me, and I don't answer. But I'll tell you what, go ahead and write me an email. I'll be happy to answer that in 7 years. All right, so I got contacted by friend of the show, Superfan Geo. Those of you who know Superfan Geo or don't know Superfan Geo, I will tell you about him. He is Giovanni Giorgio. He is, now again, I'm going to get this wrong and he's going to fucking yell at me via text. He works with the Adam Carolla show as its archivist. That's my guess. I don't know if that would be the title that he would get, but all I know is this is all I know about Geo. Geo works with the Adam Carolla show, and yet is universally hated by everybody who's a fan of the Adam Carolla show. It's this bizarre fucking thing. Every time I talk to Geo, he's doing some amazing project that makes Adam Carolla $500,000, and then he's got 12 dudes on the internet who make fun of him and he puts it up on Facebook. And I'm like, I don't know why you were fighting with these ghosts. Because again, he's a fan of mine. And he always says to me, yeah, man, don't fight with ghosts. But then I'll go on like the internet at like 2 a.m. and he's like, look at this fucking guy. This is a guy whose sister hanged himself. And then he talked about Adam Carolla's show and now he's fucking yelling at me. I'm like, whoa. How do you know this much about this dude? Holy shit. Because I'll tell you what, man, when I did Adam Carolla's show, it was great, and Adam Carolla loved me, and all the people that were there really liked me, and they loved me so much I have never been back. I can't explain that, quite frankly. But that, which is fine. And again, it's not like I pursue it. It's not like I'm calling all the goddamn time. I don't know. Geo was kind enough. Geo actually got me on the show. He did. Geo, he called over there, and he had a friend named Katie. He was in with Katie, who was one of the producer type people or bookers, and she brought me in, and she took the chance. And Katie, I think now is at Earwolf, if I remember correctly, or she went somewhere. But she was super great to me. I gotta stop saying super. Fuck. So she was great to me, and she brought me in, and I did Carolla's show. I think I talked about it on the air here before. And Gio was nice enough to go behind the scenes and kind of help me out and get me in there. But then, when I left, I was savaged by some of the listeners on the internet. Like they hated me, or they didn't think I was good, or they didn't think I was funny, or again, I don't know. I knew because people wrote me and they were like, oh my God, some of these people hated you. Well, then, yeah, I guess they did. But I mean, some of these people liked me too. It's a coin flip. The whole fucking internet is a coin flip. And I'm, you know what? I call tails, and a lot of times it's heads, and everybody fucking hates me, and that's fine. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing anybody can do about it. There's no point in getting sucked into the internet. There's no point in climbing down the fucking rabbit hole and fighting with all of the rabbits down there because, dude, there are so many fucking rabbits. Do you have any idea? You know what the internet is? It is just a constant loop of the scene in Old Boy where the guy has to fight his way out with the hammer. That's it. That's all the fucking internet is. I'm Old Boy with the hammer, and the internet is it's just this never-ending hallway of guys who want to fight me, and I just keep hitting them with a hammer and trying to get the fuck out. That's it. That's the whole internet. When you try to produce content or when you try to put anything out there, that's it. It's just these anonymous fucking ghostly haters. It's like a video game. Seriously, they should make a video game of podcasting or anything creative, where if you're an artist, you should make a painting, and then you should just hold it up, and then you just have to fight your way out of a building while everybody tells you how much it sucks. I mean, seriously, that's what the internet is. It's just this giant video game of everybody telling you how much you suck. And look, there's also you guys who are really great who tell me how great I am and how much you like what I do. And so I'll tell people about the fucking show. God, this is again, it's weird because this is a navel-gazing show. I don't have a story to tell. I guess I do. There are stories I could tell. I know fucking people out there are like, dude, what about that story? Yes, I know. But right now, I'm out of my element, man. I'm sitting in my house. I'm in my own house, and I'm sitting in the goddamn purple king chair. I should take a picture of it and put it up. I should just sit back, because you know who I feel like? You ever see Scarface? When he's just behind the desk at the end and he's just fucking slumped over and he's got the fucking mountains of coke in front of him and he doesn't know what the fuck to do. That's what I look like. I'm just fucking laying back in the fucking purple chair. I got water to my right. I got a fucking ridiculously anonymous producer shotgun to my left. I don't know what the fuck to do with myself. It's crazy. In my own goddamn apartment. Such a lonely divorced guy apartment. It's so bad. I got one chair. He's in an office chair. We have the fucking computer set up on another chair that doesn't have any arms. There's a cocktail bench that has a suitcase in it that is unpacked from my last trip and is going to be packed in 2 days for my next trip. Because I live out of a bag going to see the woman I love. That's just how I live my life. I go see the woman I love, and I come back here and I bring you ribs. And then I go back and see her, and I go, man, we got to get together in one place for more than a week. Wouldn't that be great? And she says, yes. And then we hold each other and stare each other's eyes for a week. And then I get on another fucking plane, and I hear Simon and Garfunkel in my head telling me, dude, don't leave. But I don't care. I have to, because I have to go. Last time I was there, I was with Jill. We went to Walmart. And yeah, look, I recognize that Walmart is evil and the devil and all those terrible things, but I fucking love it. I'm sorry. I want to save 11 cents on Oreos. Fuck you. I don't care. I understand that right now in China, there's little children who are dying and having their skulls crushed into a fine powder so they can be made into those Oreos. That's fine. Nothing I can do about that because you know what? You know what's tasty? Deliciously powder fine crushed Chinese children's skulls. I'm in. That's what I'm eating. That's how I handle my business. I am not going to go to Whole Foods and spend $71 on a package of cookies. I'm going to go spend 11 cents on a fucking crushed up infant skull from China and eat it and go, this is delicious. So I was in Walmart with Jill, and we're checking out, and they had a thing up for like people. They wanted people to apply, like they needed people to work there at Walmart. And do I need to tell you what it's come to when I looked at that sheet of paper and actually considered it and thought it might be a good idea? I mean, do you know? Because again, here's the pros of me working at Walmart in Wisconsin. Okay, let's think about that. Here are the pros. Because I said, believe me, I broke it down in my head. All right. Here are the pros of me working at Walmart in Wisconsin. I would get to wake up with Jill every day, and I would get to go to sleep with Jill every day. And when I wasn't at Walmart in Wisconsin, I would be with Jill all the time. That would be great. That's the pros. That's the list. That's the pros. You want to know the cons of working at Walmart in Wisconsin? I'm not sure I have enough taping space on this computer to tell you the cons of working at a Walmart in Wisconsin. Other than the fact, again, it all depends on what kind of stocking job I get. Will I get the third shift stocking job where I get to walk through an empty store? Or will I get the third shift infant skull crushing job, which I would hope to get. Certainly, that would be on my list. That's the one I would want. I don't want to be putting cookies on the shelves. I want to be the guy who runs a goddamn snowblower over the heads of Chinese infants and turns their skulls into fucking powder. That's what I want. See, that's an exciting job. Then I'm in. You know what? Let's move that to the pros side. I apologize. I get to wake up with Jill. I get to go to sleep with Jill. I get to spend all the time with Jill. And I get to crush the skulls of Chinese infants and turn their powdered skulls into cookies. That's what I want to do. That's what I can handle that as a job, motherfuckers. I can do that. But I literally looked at that sheet of paper and I thought to myself, I was like, you know what? I could do this. I'm not throwing in the towel and I'm not giving up, but I'm not a guy who's just like, well, because dude, I would fucking, are you kidding me? I don't like myself now. Do you think, how much would I hate myself in Wisconsin at Walmart? Oh my God. You know what? You read about those dudes who are like shooting everybody and fucking losing their minds at work. I would probably put that on my application. I would say, look, I'll work here for 6 months and then everybody dies. Everybody is going to get fucking mowed down. Do not let me work in the gun part. Because if we get a discount, I will absolutely buy a gun my first day here, and I will spend 6 months learning how to use it. And then on my 6-month anniversary, everybody in the fucking store gets mowed down. That's how it's going to work. It is this fucking, and I'll tell you what, I will do it quietly, and I will do it late. I will make sure it's when the store is virtually empty, and everybody in the fucking building will be dead. Because then when people come in to shop, it'll just be me mopping up and apologizing. That's it. That's all I'll do. It'll just be me knee deep in fucking dead minimum wage workers, non-unionized workers with a mop just going, hey, sorry about that, but I told them it was on my app. And you know what? That's how badly they needed people to come in and work. They still fucking hired me. That's how badly they needed guys. They were like, hey, this guy actually applied to crush the skulls of infants into powder and turn it into cookies, and we hired this fucking idiot. He warned us in 6 months that he would learn how to use a gun and kill all of us at the end of the 6 months on his anniversary. We still brought him in. You know why? Because that's how Walmart does things. As long as they didn't have to give me health insurance, they don't give a fuck what my plans are. They're in. Hey, let's bring this guy in. Is he insisting on health insurance? No, but he says he's going to kill all of us, and he's going to spend 6 months crushing infant skulls into a fine powder and turning into cookies and putting them on our shelves. Let's hire that guy. Why not? We don't have to go ahead and give him any health insurance. That's all they heard. That's it. They knew I wasn't going to be a squeaky wheel until the 6-month anniversary when I was going to be a wheel that fucking blew up in their goddamn face and they're all going to be lying in a pile of blood and teeth. How the fuck did I get into that? I have no... Oh, here's why. So, and also, I have to one take this show too. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe the discipline of it helps, because normally I can go to Lily's house and I can kind of talk and get into my own head and stop and start and think of things. But today I just got to talk downhill. I just got to fucking roll with it because I'm not going to make this fucking guy edit anything. How fucking ridiculous would that be? And you know what else I'm not going to do? I will tell you this because I said it to Lily last week. I was like, hey, what if I could record the show at my house because I have Audacity on my computer, but my laptop is fucked. I was like, what if I recorded Audacity? I recorded the show at my house, and then I could just send you the raw files, and you could edit it. And honestly, one of the reasons I'm not at Lily's house recording right now is because I think she's still fucking laughing at that statement. I don't think I could get her to calm down enough to record the show because she was still laughing at me possibly recording audio at a remote location and then sending it to her to do work on. She was just like, she started laughing and she just goes, I got news for you. If I'm not recording with you, like if I'm not doing the show with you, I'm not involved at all. Like I'm not doing that. Because again, she's not getting paid. You know what I mean? She does this. She's very benevolent, and she does this because she wants to help and because she's part of the show. She's part of the three-headed monster, which today has a fourth head, which is fucking strange. All right. But she said clearly, she's like, don't even think that's happening. Like I will never be the editing way station. She goes, the fun part is recording with you and listening. The work part is the editing part. If you cut out the fun part, why the fuck would I want to do the work part? And you know what's funny? That was the way to tell me. Like, if she would have just said no, I would have been like, oh, whatever, that seems weird. What, she doesn't want to help me out? But no, I totally understand the fact that, like, why would you take away the fun and expect me to do the fucking work part? That just makes no sense. Because, dude, if this isn't fun, what the fuck is the point, right? I mean, why would you do it? Because, I mean, I'll tell you what, I worked all day today. I worked a double. I worked fucking 12 hours. And I was in the car, and I actually forgot I was recording today. Because I didn't remember when I'd made the schedule here with fucking Shotgun Jones. And I'm like, all right, well, is he going to show up? Is he not going to show up? And I forgot for a couple of days. And then this morning I was thinking about getting out. And I was like, oh, fuck, dude, you got to do a show tonight. You actually have to do a show tonight. And look, I'm not groaning because I have to do a show. I love doing the show. I wish I didn't have to work 12 hours and then do the fucking show. But it was all of the satellite bullshit. This is the best part. The sitting here. It's screaming out. We okay? You're nodding again, or he's nodding. That's good news. Say something.
We're good.
All right, we're good. Jesus Christ. Just to prove to them that you exist. That's the thing, is it's like, what if I made it this entire fucking thing, but having a guy in a shotgun seat next to me? No, he's here. Trust me, I promise. And we'll introduce you to him later, and we'll plug him, and we'll plug his shows. He's a podcast producer of some note. From what I understand, he's done over 200 episodes of another show. So I'll tell you what he knows how to do? Open up a laptop and push a button. That guy's got it down. And I'm just watching Audacity do all the work right in front of my eyes. This looks just like Lily's computer, except you're not white knuckling holding in a goddamn fucking plug into the jack. What was I saying? Now see, this is a hard part because I normally spin it off. Because again, after talking about Walmart for fucking 45 minutes, I have no idea if I'm going to remember what I was saying. Oh, the fun part. This is the fun part is doing the show, is the talking part. And so I don't, when I was dreading today doing a show, it wasn't that I was dreading coming to record a show, because that's what I want to do. That's all I want to fucking do. Like I've actually entertained doing a show every day, like doing just like a small 10 or 15 minute show and putting it up, because there'll be times when I want to say stuff where I think of things that are hilarious and to me and nobody else, but I want to go ahead and fucking do it and put it on the internet. I'm like, yeah, I could do that. And then using my phone to record stuff, that really kind of got liberating, where I was like, dude, I could do this all the fucking time and just put up funny stuff and like kind of almost like, like I don't understand why bands are recording albums anymore. I don't understand that at all. I think you should just record a fucking single every month and just put it out. Just be like, yeah, here's new content. One single every month, or one single, or whenever the inspiration hits you. Don't fucking work for 6 months and go, oh my God, we got to have 10 songs and put out an album. I mean, I understand that, but you know what you could do? You could put out the singles individually, and then after like 5 months, throw them all together and put them out as an album. And maybe you suck some people in with the album. Maybe you suck some people in with the singles. Who knows? So I've thought about that with this. I mean, it's just, the technology exists where I could just go ahead and put up like a 10-minute commentary about the Bears or about fucking, Ferguson or any of this bullshit that happened, and just go, yeah, this is what I want to talk about. Let's talk about Cuba. Look, folks, let's talk about Cuba. You know what we're going to do? We're going to be learning about Cuba and having some food, just like Spicoli. I'm going to order a cheese pizza. It's going to get delivered right here, and me and fucking Shotgun Willie are going to sit there and eat the fucking thing while we talk. And by we talking, I mean me talking, because he's not saying a fucking word. He hasn't smiled. He hasn't broken a goddamn sweat at all. He's sitting there with his cans on, just staring at the blue lines. I cannot imagine how boring this must be for him. I mean, terribly, terribly boring. And again, when you work for the Lyft of podcasting, when you work for the Uber of podcasting, you don't get to choose who's in your fucking back seat. who's recording. Some days he shows up and it's the Welcome to fucking Spookville guys, and they go in there and they make up a whole town in his car and he has a great time. But sometimes he shows up and it's me talking about how hard this is. Even though I'm not really talking about how hard this is. Jesus Christ. I gotta shut up. All right, so I will ask you this, Shotgun Jones. How much time have we done?
34 minutes.
We've done 34 minutes. Let me ask you this. Are you impressed by this 34 minutes?
Yeah, it's really good stuff.
Is it really good? Are you? Here's my question, because other people, like, they don't know what it is. They'll hear it and they're just like, oh, well, I don't know what that. But I mean, I don't have, like, I mean, this is just me talking, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure, like, you know who you are? You're like the chick assistant for a magician, you know, and like I have to like, there's nothing up my sleeve, is there? And you have to say no, and then you have to shake your tits at everybody so they don't notice the fact that there is something up my sleeve. All right, I'm just gonna fucking tell them who you are. This is so Gio contacted me. Well, wait, let's talk about, we were talking about some. So here's the thing. So I was like in my car today and I was driving and I remembered I had to do a show, and it's not that I have to do a show. It's just you know. I love doing the show, but it's just the whole having to do it at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night after working 12 hours with a new guy and not, it's change, man. It's fucking change. I'm an infant. You know, if you take a baby and he's sleeping in a crib for fucking 6 months and then you take him out and you throw him in a bed, he's like, fuck, where's my crib? Where's the walls? I can't do this. And he rolls on the floor and he hits his head and he dies. And that's on you, motherfucker. You know what you do then? You crush that skull in a fucking fine powder and you make some goddamn cookies and you just start the fuck over. That's how it works. Yeah, take that. Welcome to Spookville. You know, I am the fuck cereal. One guy killing a kid. I think I've murdered 45 infants just alone and verbally in this goddamn podcast. And not only that, the public is eating them and thinks they're delicious. When are the Oreo people going to stop? Let's talk about that for just a second. I go to Walmart. Every time I go to Walmart, there's like new Oreos. And I think I talked about it on here before. They had like fucking... They have Reese's peanut butter Oreos, and then they have mint Oreos, and they have berry Oreos, and then they have winter Oreos, which aren't even a flavor. Winter's not a flavor, okay? I'm telling you, you'll buy fucking like aftershave, and it'll be like winter flavor aftershave. It just means mint, I suppose, but like even Oreos aren't mint when they're winter flavored. That's just the colors. They change the color, and that who's buying that? Who's like, yeah, I like regular Oreos, but I wish they were red. Nobody. Who the fuck is doing that? Who's home thinking, Jesus Christ, I love these cookies. I just wish they were a different color. Man, get a job. What is wrong with you in your life? By the way, now it's like 11:45. And the walls at my house are paper thin, and usually my neighbor, Lou the racist bartender, is he does his Buddhist chanting, and I can hear it through the walls. And he usually has Fox News like cranked up overnight, and we can hear it. But now my great fear is that they can hear me and they're wondering what the fuck is going on next door, because they didn't see Shotgun sneak in under the cover of night. So they think it's just me talking into fucking space to myself. They're probably thinking, holy shit, sad divorced guy finally cracked. He's talking about getting a goddamn high-powered rifle in 6 months and killing everybody and turning infants into fucking powder. What happened to this guy? The cops are going to knock on my door any fucking second. And it'll be the same cops who came over here when my ex-wife fucking tried to steal a rice cooker from me, whatever the fuck she did, when she came over to get her belongings and needed a police escort. What the fuck? What the hell? Dude. And you know those cops came in here and just went, yep, sad bachelor guy apartment, sad divorced guy apartment. Exactly. Because literally, I have a cocktail bench. I have a fucking ottoman. I have a tiny ottoman. And I have like an old, like, it's not even old. It was a stereo I bought when I first moved here. And it looks impressive. It just looks like those like funky, remember when Van Halen would go on the road and they would just have these walls of Marshall stacks, but really only one of them would work? That's what I have against the wall right now. It's like this weird stereo that if you turned it on, it would just sound like a radio, but it looks impressive. It's just like there's two big speakers and a woofer and then two small ones. And actually, there's a little door on the side, and if you open it up, there's a tiny Tupac in there and he's rapping. I mean, it's fucking amazing. It was amazing when I bought it. And you know what's funny is, again, I have 80,000 songs on something the size of the palm of my hand. I've got this fucking blight on humanity in my house right now. I'm staring at it. And this thing, I think this thing cost me like $600 when I moved to town. It's just, and all it is plastic. It's just plastic. It's just garbage. God, my house is filled with garbage. All right. So, what was I saying? I went to Walmart. And so I was dreaming about Like, I actually thought to myself, like, what if I did that? What if I moved there and worked there? And it's like, I don't want to. I mean, I just want to be with Jill. You know what I mean? It's not like I want to go to Walmart, but she and I will joke about it. And so then, like, the other day I had a shift and it was a dead shift and nothing was going on. So I just wrote her, I'm like, grab that app from Walmart, just grab an application. And she's just like, I'll get it. I mean, I'll do it for you. Because, I mean, you know, she would love for me to be there and be with her, but I want her to be here, and she's moving here. That's the plan. That's absolutely the plan. Because people always ask us all the time. They're like, all right, so who's going to move where? Is she going to move to California, or are you going to move to Wisconsin? And I scare them because I laugh so hard their ears bleed before I just go, I'm never moving to fucking Wisconsin. Are you kidding me? That's not happening in a billion years. A billion years. You know what? I lived in Chicago. You know what that is? That's like Wisconsin that actually graduated high school. That's what fucking Chicago is. All right. So I actually did that. I don't need to go to Wisconsin and wear orange or camouflage and drink a beer at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't fucking need to do that. I mean, granted, I'll be with my girl and it'd be fucking amazing. But I'd much rather bring her out here because I'll tell you what, I got photos. You know, I'm just going to show them all to you. You come up to me and just go, hey, let me see a Jill California photo. Because I get pictures of her in like a bikini top just on the beach, and her hair is like light because it's in the sun. And she just looks like I always tease her all the time. I go, you know what, you're going to move out here and in like 2 weeks, you're just going to like have like a fucking braid in your hair and toe rings, and you're just gonna be riding around on a bike. You know who she is? Fucking Jill is gonna move out here, and within 2 weeks, she's gonna turn into Bridget Fonda from Jackie Brown, except for the getting high part. Like, she won't do the getting high thing, but she'll just be wearing cutoff shorts and a bikini top and have light blondish hair and fucking toe rings and just be hot, like crazy California hot. That's who she's gonna be. And you know who I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be De Niro from Jackie Brown, just coughing and getting shot in the fucking head in the front of a van. That's what I'm gonna be. Holy shit. And you know what? It's funny that I would mention Jackie Brown because I actually saw Jackie Brown at the movies on Christmas Day in 1997. I think it was. I believe it was. Yeah, because I moved here in October. Yeah, I think it came out in 97. But it was released in theaters on Christmas Day. You know who'll tell you that? Russ McGarry. You might not know who my friend Russ is. I think I've talked about Russ in here before. But Russ and his friend, his at the time wife, Dara, went to the movies with me on Christmas, and we went and saw that movie, and we loved it. I still love Jackie Brown. I love all of Tarantino's movies, and I will fight you if you tell me that I don't, or if you tell me that you don't. I guess if you tell me that I don't, that's not much of a fight. That's kind of ridiculous. Hey, you really don't like them, because I would just go, no, I do, and then that's the end of the conversation. But if you told me you don't like them, then it's worth a fight. Then I will square up on you in an unorthodox stance, and I will kick you in the liver, and you'll fall down. I'll tell you what, the liver kicks, they're devastating. Liver kicks are devastating. I think we all learned this again yesterday when Lyoto Machida kicked CB Dalloway right in the liver and knocked him right the fuck down. CB Dalloway's whole body shut down. And I think he may have broken his ribs as well. However, it was the liver that really shut the body down, and CB Dalloway collapsed. And look, he's got no business being in the octagon with Lyoto Machida anyway, because Lyoto Machida is the fucking dragon. You can't fight the dragon. You can't take on the dragon. You can chase the dragon. Certainly, I've been chasing the dragon for years and years. I've been chasing the podcasting dragon. And now, you know what I did? I've been chasing the podcasting dragon, and then finally I went to the curb, and I hailed over the podcasting lift, and I went, follow that dragon. And I hopped in the back seat, and here we go. We got the fucking pink mustache, and we're rolling. So I just, you know, I wanted to do a show because I love doing a show. That's all I want to do. All I want to do is talk to you guys. That's it. I mean, I would love to do that all the fucking time. And so, like I said, I want to think about doing one-offs. I want to do it every day and record, and there's technology. But it's just real life, man. How bad is real life? None of us like real life, do we, at all? And I guess that's my fault because I never had any kids or ever got married or you know, I certainly didn't have a marriage that worked. But I never had kids, so I never had any. That's why it's so interesting with Jill, like, because I actually, like, I want to have a future, and it's not like I didn't want to have a future before. I was just kind of drifting, and just kind of whatever happened, that sort of thing. But now, like, I want to make plans. Like, I found myself the other day. I'm like, because I'm actually kind of like, I'm fixing things. Like, I have to get my life back on track. And because you know me, guys, I hide under the coats. That's all I do. I fucking hide under the coats, and I peek out, and I hope things are going to be okay. I get news for you. The coats are gone. I don't even have any coats to hide under anymore. It's like everything's been exposed. I'm getting things in the mail. Like, all right, I'll just tell you this. I've had to see some lawyers recently for some things, and I probably won't tell you about it yet. Maybe later. Maybe I'll tell you about it later, but right now I can't go into it. But that's stupid. That doesn't make it sound like I murdered somebody. I didn't kill anybody. So I don't need to see a lawyer for that. It's not a criminal lawyer. It's a, well, fuck, you guys know what it is. All right, I don't even have to tell you. I'm going to, look, let's put it this way. What would a sad, divorced guy, apartment owner type guy who delivers barbecue 12 hours a day have to go see a lawyer about? Think to yourselves. Think. So, because I'm getting stuff in the mail. Like, dude, I have a box of like threatening junk mail from fucking bill dudes, and they're all like, "Hey, where's your money? And where are you? And why aren't you answering your phone? And does your phone still work?" And I'm like, I don't know any of it. I just open up the fucking envelope, I pull out the part that's like a letter, and I put it in a box. I have a cardboard box filled with junk mail from these people. And I will not lie to you. I got some bad advice along the way. And here's what everybody told me. They're like, "Hey, dude, don't even, they're going to chase you for a while, and then they're going to just fucking give up because they're just going to write it off as a bad debt. They're not even going to worry about it." And I've often said that, and it's funny, Jill has noticed this too. I'm always the exception to the rule. I'm always the guy that they single out. I'm always the guy that they decide to have some weird experiment on where they're going to go, "Hey, that's the guy we should make an example of." So I can tell you this. The Bill guys, they're not, they've decided not to stop. They've decided to keep coming, and they decided to double down on their efforts. And I've had people like knocking on my door and looking in my window and handing me envelopes with things in there that I did not realize were real. Because again, I usually get these phony things, and you get a bunch of mean phone calls, and a bunch of people try to rigmarole you around, and they try to fucking steal your cash that you owe them. And so, granted, I owe it to them, but so what? But they try to do that, and they try to bamboozle you into paying things and doing things that you're supposed to do. And fuck that, I can't do it again. I'm considering moving to Wisconsin and working at a Walmart as a third shifter. What the fuck happened to me? All right, so I don't know. Literally, I should just give them that speech. Anytime they fucking mail me something, I'm just going to send this episode of the goddamn podcast of me at midnight in my own apartment, sitting in the goddamn one chair that I got from a friend of mine that I didn't even fucking pay for, staring at a $600 stereo system that hasn't been plugged in since 1999. And with a guy in an office chair who has no interest ever seeing me again, the lift of podcasting right next to me, he's sitting right here, still not smiling. This is odd, man. This is so odd. Like when I was alone, it was different. You know what I mean? Because then I could just talk and I was worried, and I got all strange in my own fucking head. And look, this show has been all about me climbing into my fucking head. Like this show's been all about me fucking, because again, dudes, if I was prepared, like if I had a story, then I could have just told the story and gotten the fuck out of here. But I didn't do that. I don't, that's kind of not what I do, but it's supposed to be, I should do it, right? Shouldn't I do it? I think, what if it's changed going forward? What if I should do that. I should just fucking come out here and sit at a desk and fold my hands and go, "It was 1996, and then just tell the fucking story, and then we're done, right? And we're out of here in like 11 minutes. It'll be like a little bite-sized show. That's perfect. I could do that every goddamn day. I could tell a fucking story. Whatever. I can't do that, though. I can't. I'd rather do this. I'd rather bore the shit out of you with a bunch of stuff that's going on in my life for no reason. So I've been seeing lawyers, man, and talking to them, and because I got some stuff from like the state and the government, and things are happening that I did not think were. It's my own fault. I should have grabbed the reins and just fucking straightened shit out. But in my head, I was told by people, they were like, man, it's nothing you got to worry about. So I was like, all right, man, I guess I don't have to worry about that. So I work and I come home and I sit in here and I wait to see my girlfriend. That's it. That's all I do. But now I'm actually, because I want to have a future with her. I want her to be here and I want stuff to happen. So I have to kind of fix stuff. I have to kind of make it work. And I need to start doing the things I'm supposed to be doing. I can't just be fucking delivering ribs and worrying about it and wondering where that, because I'm getting, that's going to fucking disappear, right? Eventually. When the coming water wars hit, eventually they're not going to be able to feed their livestock, and there won't be any grain, and then all the pigs will die, and there won't be any ribs anymore, and I can't deliver that to anybody, and nobody's going to just want potato salad and sporks. Nobody fucking wants that. So I need to plan for a future. I need to have something where I can just, and also, I'm flying to see Jill, and she's flying to see me, and it's getting a little lopsided, man. I mean, I need to make sure that I got money to do this and money to pay my bills and do what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. Because I want to have a life, because I want to have a future, because I want to do cool things in a cool place with a hot woman, and that's the plan. That's the plan, and we're doing it. We do stuff where I see her and we go out, but I want to do it all the time. I want her here all the time. I just want her here all the goddamn time. So I have to figure out what's going to happen. I have to get. I have to just build everything from the ground up, and that's fucking scary, man. That's weird to have to go get new headshots and then try to find an agent and start auditioning again and try to do commercials. And again, I'm also in that weird netherworld. Like, when I first started auditioning, when I got to town, I was Crazy Fat Dude. So Crazy Fat Dude gets called in for an entirely different group of auditions than just normal Fat Dude. But still, at the same time, even at 255, I'm still crazy fat as far as Hollywood's concerned, man. They're not sitting there going, oh, well, look at this dude, thin, svelte dude coming in. No, man, everybody's all fucking pocket sized in this town. I show up and I'm still like the villain or the heavy or the fuck, I got to play, I'm never the guy who's just going to be like, hey, look at that guy. He's a decent looking guy. No, they're going to put me in like a fucking sun costume in a Raisin Bran commercial. You know what I mean? Or I'll have to be an apple in the Fruit of the Loom thing so they can hide my fat. Like, it'll be that dumb thing that I'll get sucked into. And I'll tell you what, at this point, I don't fucking care. I would so much rather be the apple in a fat guy Fruit of the Loom commercial than delivering ribs to you at your house. And that's nothing against you. You're a good person. I enjoy you, and I don't mind bringing you pork, but holy fuck, I'd much rather have you watching me on TV in an apple suit than me knocking on your door and trying to get $5 out of you because I handed you a fucking plate of coleslaw. Jesus Christ. It's just the truth. I'm just being honest with you folks. I don't know if all right, I'm going to do this. I'll just, last week, I got contacted by people, and Geo certainly, who contacted me. And he's like, dude, first of all, he's like, and Geo is, man, I don't know how this guy isn't rich. Like, if I had Geo's work ethic, I would be so fucking loaded. Like, it would, and first of all, you'd never even, I don't think Geo ever sits still or even stands still. I think he's like a human tuning fork. Like, he's just vibrating constantly with ideas and things and trying to do this. Because I'll tell you this, you know what? Even having one Geo is a luxury. Even having one Geo is an amazing fucking luxury. Somebody who fucking completely endorses what you do and is willing to support you as you do it, that's incredible. If you had 1,000 Geos, it's like, when Malcolm Gladwell talks about the 10,000 hours of doing what you do, and that's when you become really good at it. And there's a website too, they were like talking about having 1,000 fans. If you have 1,000 fans who will buy everything you do and follow you and do whatever you want, you would be fine. That's all you need. Like, nobody needs to be incredibly famous. Nobody needs to have fucking crazy crowds of people, throngs, because what you want is 1,000 people who are completely fucking invested in what you do and how you do it, and supportive of you, and trying to make sure that you continue to do the things you're supposed to be doing. So even having one Geo is a luxury. To have 1,000 of them would be fucking ridiculous. And I consider that with all of you guys. You know what I mean? It's like when people write me or support me. I mean, dude, we talked about the fucking stuff with the computers last week, and on Facebook, people were like, hey man, let's start a page to collect money for Mike and Lily to get a new computer because you want the show. And that's fucking powerful. I mean, that's crazy powerful that you guys would even suggest it. And then, if one person would suggest it, that's one thing. But then like 10 people immediately get on board and go, let's do this. Yeah, let's do it. Let's figure out how to do it. I can't thank you enough for even the thought. That's just great. And so to have fans who are willing to do that sort of thing, or not even fans, friends or listeners, or whatever the fuck, I hate. I mean, you like what I do, and that's great, and you want me to keep doing it, and I appreciate it. So fans is such a silly word. I don't know. The fan club, who cares? Shut up. But that's just my own fucking nonsense. You're fans. Fuck yeah. Of course you are. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of me. I'm a fan of man. Haha, that's Al Pacino from Devil's Advocate. So Geo contacts me, and he's just like, I mean, I don't even know how he can text as quickly as the texts appear in my goddamn phone. Am I right? I mean, yeah, fucking Shotgun knows. I mean, it's just, he revs like me. And so he just starts spitting out ideas, and he's like, dude, you need a hard drive, you need this sound card, you need this. And he's telling me what they are and how to go and where they cost and when do they go and all this stuff. And then he's like, if you want me to take that audio from last week, I can clean it up. You just send it to me and I'll go ahead and get out the buzzins pops. And just, he's offering to do that. And he's offering to do this. And then he immediately says, he's like, you don't really need a new computer. You just need a new hard drive, and here's the way to do it. You got to go here and do this. And so I let the smoke stop coming out of my phone, and then I grabbed it to respond to him. And I'm like, it's amazing that you want to help me out. Thank you. And I said, my laptop is screwed. And I said, her machines are her own business. I can't, every time I'm working with her, she even says, she's like, look, tell people not to write me. I know what I need to do. I don't need people to give me suggestions. And so I don't. I mean, that's her deal. That's her thing. But for me, I'm willing to listen because my fucking laptop is just slow and the battery doesn't take a charge anymore. And I can't, I'm not in a position where I can lose my laptop, especially with the fact that I'm trying to relaunch doing what I'm supposed to be doing, like getting headshots and writing and submitting stuff and doing voiceovers and all of that stuff. I need kind of a home base and I need my laptop to help me out. So Gio's giving me advice on what I should do and telling me where I should get a hard drive. But he's like, you bring it into Apple and you have to go in there because they have to fix that battery thing where it doesn't take a charge. And you have to get a new hard drive. So you just turn over the machine. Which I understand that. I mean, I know I'm supposed to go to Apple and I'm supposed to give them my machine and go, hey, fix this. And then I'm supposed to walk out of there whistling and pretending that everything's going to be okay. Well, unfortunately, here's the thing. I can't just hand them my laptop right now because I might have some photos on there that I probably don't want them to see or keep or distribute on the internet so everybody can see my face. See, that's the thing is I can't take the risk that they will go into my photos. And here's the thing. I normally, look, I talked before about bringing in my desktop and that they opened up the back and tipped it over and just a bunch of cocks rolled out of it. I mean, seriously, it's bad. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I look at porn. I'm a fan. Let's put it this way. I used to look at a lot more porn than I do now. But my laptop is not slow now because it has a cock in it. I can tell you that. It's just all sorts of mechanical bullshit. But at the same time, there might be a stray cock or 2 or 3 or 60 photos in there. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to guess. It's not like I keep track. I think I can tell you this. Photo number 31 is certainly locked somewhere in the tomb of my laptop and they would find it. And look, it's an impressive photo and it's certainly glorious, but I don't know if I want to share it with the world because I will tell you this. I read a thing last year. I believe it was Gawker, the website, and they had all these anonymous Apple employees writing them and saying, hey, here's what we do with your computers. And they said, we look at all your photos and we keep your naked photos and we trade them with one another and we send them to one another. We absolutely keep everything that's on your computer. And it wasn't anybody putting their name to it, but it was enough to make me go, even one dude, let's put it this way. If you loved Taco Bell, first of all, see a psychiatrist. But if you loved Taco Bell as a human being so much that you ate there every single day, every day, you loved it. You loved Taco Bell. You loved their quesadillas and you loved their chiparitos and you loved their tacos and their what the fuck is that other thing? Chinchorito and their 7-layer nonsense. If you liked all of that stuff and you went and you changed it up and you ate there every goddamn day, and then an anonymous employee of Taco Bell said, yeah, by the way, we spit in all the food. Always. Constantly. I'm telling you right now, you are no exception. Every 5th taco we spit in, and we send it out the door. Would you still go to Taco Bell every single day? Would you still say to yourself, this is my favorite thing, and I'm going to take the chance on the 1 in every 5 tacos? Maybe you would. And I wouldn't blame you. That's fine. Good for you. But I can tell you this, there wouldn't be photos of you and your cock eating that taco on the internet. So I couldn't possibly say that this is the proper analogy. However, just knowing that there was one dude at Apple who said, hey, yeah, we take all your naked photos and we keep them and we trade them amongst ourselves. I can't take that chance. And again, look, if it's just my cock, I don't care. Take those and put them on the internet. Go right ahead. That's fine. I will actually, you know what? Let's do it. I'll even pick some out for you and I'll hand them to you. If we can make that deal, Apple, let's do that. I will pick out a handful of cock photos that I will hand to you personally. You can go ahead and spread those on the internet as long as you promise not to do anything with the others. How's that? Will that work out okay for you? That's fine. Again, because I don't mind if that happens with my cock. It's the more artsy photos that have like my cock and my face in the same photo. And I know you're wondering how I pulled that off. Well, trust me, I did. And it was not easy, but I was able to do it. So, and I know you're thinking to yourselves, who are those for? Well, look, if just watch your phones. That's all I'm going to say to you folks. Remember Schmidt-Tember when I was calling people? Watch your phones. You never know. Maybe you'll get one of those bonus photos sent to you in a text and you'll be like, whoa. And I'll be like, yeah, absolutely. That's what happens when you're a listener to the show. I reach out to you people. That's how I do it. I like to share myself. How awful would that be? What if you guys did that? What if I was that fucking weird of a dude, like that creepy, and you shared your phone numbers with me and then I just texted you cock photos? Oh my God, how awful would it be? Dude, now I want to do it. I'm like, do you know how badly I want to do it now? I want to do it now while I'm talking. Like, I want to just find one random person and just send it to them and just have them wake up and just go, I have no idea what the fuck is happening. Yes, you do, goddammit. You're a fan. That's where the word fan comes in. You're definitely a fan if I send you a cock photo and you're like, wee, this is awesome. Thanks. It's like when I talked about fucking Photo 31 and people actually wrote me wanting it. Like women and men were like, yeah, you got to send that photo. I'm like, all right. Why not? Well, why not? Because probably sending naked photos of yourself to strangers has never really worked out in the history of mankind. So let's not do that. But don't think it's not a possibility. Watch your phones. So that's why I can't bring my laptop in, because there may be some photos of me and my cock, and by the way, that is my favorite soft shoe routine. Me and my cock. That's a lot of O's. And by the way, I also like the fact that my neighbors now just heard that. Like, yeah, I'm less concerned about smashing infant skulls into a fine powder than me just singing a soft shoe version of me and my cock at midnight on a Sunday and having everybody just go, I don't know what the fuck is happening over there. We probably need to have an intervention. They're calling the cops. Again, they're going to knock on the door. They're going to knock on the door and go, fucking rice cooker. Again, you. So that's why I can't bring my fucking laptop in. I want to because I want it to get fixed, of course. But now I have to figure out what to do. So I said to Gio flat out, I said, look, dude, I can't bring my laptop in because I've got like photos and videos that I really don't want shared with the world. And I said, I have an external hard drive because I do. I have like a terabyte hard drive. But I don't know, like it just seems easy, right? It seems like I should just be able to grab all the photos and throw them on the terabyte hard drive and then just erase them from the fucking laptop and bring it in. But that's not the case. That's never the case, man. Because I guarantee you, I'll erase every photo and then I'll bring it in. And like the most horrifying, incriminating photo of me, upside down with my face and my cock in a fucking convoluted picture will be hiding behind my Office Messenger. You know what I mean? And like, I didn't see it. Somehow it was on my desktop and they found it and they went ahead and put it on a billboard to sell more Apple laptops. And look, and I don't blame them, quite frankly, because it is an image that is striking and will certainly catch your eye. But at the same time, it's not what I'm sure I want to share with the world just yet. Perhaps I will eventually, but not just yet. So I don't trust it, man. And here's the thing also, I know what you're thinking. You're just like, dude, just fucking delete all those photos. Yeah, but they're fucking awesome. Like, I can't do that. I can't get rid of those. I mean, I took them and kept them for a reason. They look great. I can't lie. And look, because I'll tell you what, if I have like 60 photos, how many do you think I throw away, folks? Think about that for just a second. I only kept the cream of the crop. I only kept the best of the best. I only kept the heaviest and the best fucking angles. And I only kept the ones where it was really photogenic. Because I'll tell you what, my cock has a best side. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. It's true. I found out. It took years of experimentation, but I found out my cock has a best side. Think of how many I've thrown away, folks. I can't toss away these 60 or 70 or 100. I don't know. I'm not sure if we're in triple digits. I can't say so for sure. But I have a bunch of cool ass photos that I don't want to throw away. But I'm supposed to because and so that's the thing. I have to weigh it. Do I get my laptop fixed and continue my career, or do I keep 60 great photos of my cock? I have no idea. That's Sophie's choice, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. It's either my career or 60 great photos of my cock. And I know what you're thinking. You know what, Mike? Just take 60 more great photos of your cock. Well, yeah, I will. But maybe I want to have 120 great photos of my cock, and I want to have these 60 because they mean so much to me in the past. Because, they were all taken at different times. Perhaps I took one on Easter, and it looks really great in a bonnet. I have no idea. I don't want to know. I don't know if you want to see those. Perhaps if you saw them, you would go. Because that's the thing. I always want to bring one of you. Let's do that. You remember that show, The Lottery? Or remember that old story, The Lottery? Where they had a lottery in the town and then they wound up stoning a guy at the end of it because he was the guy who won the lottery and they killed him. And that was the way they appeased their fucking corn gods. I don't remember the story very well. I think there was a lottery and they had a drawing, and at the end of it, there was a monkey's paw and somebody knocked on a door and somebody had wished their kid alive again. I may be mixing up my tales of woe. I'm not sure. But there was a show called The Lottery, and they picked one dude, and then he had to die because they wanted their corn to grow. So let's do that. Let me throw this out to you guys. let's pick one representative of the audience, just one of you. You can volunteer, and then we'll have like a playoff, and we'll fucking vote, and we'll figure out who it is. And then that one impartial observer who gets voted gets to come. They're the winner of the lottery, and they get to come in and look at all the cock photos and determine whether or not I should keep them or not. See, I think that's fair. That's fair. I will. Whoever out there wins will come in and they will peruse the cock photos. And and you're just going to look at them on my computer. I'm not going to blow them up gallery style and hang them on the wall for you to look at. Although that is a fantastic idea, and I'm glad you thought of it. But I say, let's do that. Let's find one fan, one person who loves the show so much that they decide to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and look at your cock photos and determine whether or not you should throw them out. Let's do that. And then you can come, and I'll tell you what, if you think this is a weird Sunday night, holy fuck, how weird will that Sunday night be when you show up for the cock viewing? Oh my Lord. Just fucking, and you got to wear a monocle, and you just have like your hand on your chin, you're stroking it like thoughtfully, like, I don't know. I like the ones with the jeans because that adds the element of like surprise. However, the ones where you're in the shower, those are really good. That's right. I might have some shower photos. All right. So I have to get rid of those, man, or I got to do something with them. And so Gio, I tell him that, and he writes me and he's just like, that's not a problem. He goes, you know what you got to do is absolutely put them on the terabyte, the hard drive, and then you just throw them away off of your computer, which is what I thought and what I thought I knew, but I don't trust it, man. I don't. I'm an old person. And I know that I would miss something. I would try to gather them all, and I would move them over to the terabyte, and then I would bring them in, and they're hiding somewhere in the C drive, whatever the fuck that might be. I don't know anything about computers. All I know is that C for cock. They're in the cock drive. That's where they are. That's where all those photos are hiding. They're in the cock drive. Just delete the whole cock drive, and you're fine. So I don't know what to do. I mean, I know what to do. I have to get my fucking laptop fixed. So I guess I'm just going to have to throw these photos away. But, God damn it. That just seems like a waste. That's a terrible waste, right? Maybe I should just put them in the cloud. And just, you know what? That's what I do. That's my gift to the universe. I just go ahead and throw my cock photos into the cloud and enjoy them, everyone. I will throw them out. I will throw my cock photos because that's like seeding the cloud, right? And then it's like bringing a storm. My cocks are going to bring storms. My cock photos. So Gio's like, dude, you got to get rid of those photos. You got to fix this laptop. You got to get a new hard drive. And I mean, all these different things. And I understood that. I get it. Because someone else had told me to get a different terabyte hard drive, and put them on there. And the thing is, I back up the computer because the terabyte hard drive is my backup. So when it time machines, it backs up to the terabyte. So the photos should already be on there anyway, right? So if I threw them away from the actual laptop, they should still be on the terabyte hard drive. And then when I just plug in the hard drive, once I get the new hard drive, they'll just come right over when I put all my stuff over. Is that correct? I'm asking Shotgun. He's nodding. Nodding off. He's been asleep. I actually just woke him up. You know why? Because he's like, he heard me talk about cock photos for an hour, and he's like, yeah, I don't know why I'm here. I have no clue. He's calling headquarters and going, bring me back. Is there anybody else who needs a podcast lift? I have to drink something because, Jesus Christ, my voice sounds ridiculous. I just drank out of a straw. That's why you didn't hear any glugging. I have a straw. That was like, I was Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction when he drinks a fucking Sprite, 3 slugs. Awesome. So I don't know what to do with the technology here. I don't know how I was going to figure it out. So Gio, he said to me, I have a friend who will come and record you, and he's happy to do it. Like, he really wants to do it. He loves you. He loves the show. And first of all, I know those are all lies. I know this guy does not love me. I know he does not love the show. And I know he certainly would not love to come and record the show because that's just going to be fucking ridiculous. Then you just got to sit here in an office chair, a shotgun style, and stare at your computer. But at the same time, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do. I have to. Because, God damn it, I hated putting out last week's show. I hated it. Because, I tried to do a show, and I think it was like 48 minutes of audio, and we had to scrap it. And it just, there was no retaking it at Lily's. There was no way to do it. So I had to go and do a fucking, bring you a classic show. I don't even know if that's a word that would apply. It was an old show. That's all. That's the bad part. Like, I like to think, wow, it's a greatest hit show or a classic show or a show that I really loved. But, you might not fucking love it. You might hear it and just go, nah, we heard this one. And then, because, dude, just the content monster just opens its jaws and you just have to keep shoveling fucking coal into it to keep it on fire or else you're dead. You're fucking dead. And I like generating content. I like doing shows. So I was really disappointed last week. And that's what came through on the phone call. And that's why when people wrote me, they're just like, dude, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I just, I don't like when I can't do the thing I'm supposed to do and it's out of my hands. If I was just some fucking idiot who was like, I got baked and I was like, I don't feel like doing a show or whatever the fuck, then I would be mad at myself. But just, I was frustrated because I wanted to do a show. I did a fucking show. Fuck that. You know what? I did a goddamn show last week. I did 48 minutes and I was well on my way to doing a lot more, but then fucking Buzzes and Pops showed up and fucked everything up. I mean, it's like, dude, I'm talking, and then all of a sudden I sound like C.W. McCall halfway through the goddamn show. 24 minutes, I'm sounding like I'm doing Convoy, and it's like, oh, Christ, man. I heard it, and I couldn't put it out with any good conscience because the previous week there'd been all sorts of fucking audio problems, and I was like, dude, I can't do this 2 weeks in a row. People are just going to fucking bail. And it's so funny because you might not bail. You might stick around because you like me, but there are people who wrote me and they're like, dude, I've listened to 5 minutes and I had to turn it off, but I couldn't handle the sound. And I'm like, I get it. That's fine. I mean, I would think that after 7 years, you would give me a little goodwill and maybe listen to a little more of the show than 5 minutes, but whatever the fuck. You live your life the way you want to live it. That's fine. Because if I fucking threw in an album and it sounded like terrible, I probably wouldn't listen to the whole fucking album. So I don't blame you. And then last week, I talked on a goddamn phone and whatever the fuck. So when Gio was like, hey, I have a guy who would like to record you, and because I reached out to Gio hoping he would do it, quite frankly, because I have, this will sound ridiculous to anyone who knows Gio, but I have a bit of a comfort level with Gio, and I don't think that anyone in the world can say that they have a comfort level with Gio, because he is a fucking tank. I mean, he is nonstop. I don't know if he sleeps. I don't know anything about the guy other than when I'm with him, he is just go fucking go, go, go. And I would almost want to hook a pedometer up to the guy or a heart monitor just to see it explode because the fucking guy, he just never stops moving. He's a true shark. I always talk about moving forward. Fucking Gio is just a shark. I mean, he's constantly doing something, fixing audio. And here's the thing. Like, I don't know if they compensate him. I have no fucking idea if Carolla pays him or not. And I know I don't fucking pay him with anything except thank yous. But this guy's just doing it for the love of it. I mean, as far as I know, he loves Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. He loves, and it sounds weird to say, he really likes what I do. So he's willing to fucking just kind of stop the world for me and jump out and help. And that's powerful. You guys have done it too. It's like when my car got all fucked up and Jill gave money and Patty Hester gave money and a lot of you guys gave money. You just thought of doing it and you did it and it got fucking taken care of. And it's amazing to me that you guys step up and I love it. And that's why, that will speak to why 2 weeks ago when I had to do a fucking, or last week when I had to do a goddamn clip show, I was furious because you know what? This is going to get me in trouble. I feel like I owe you guys. And that's dumb. Because I shouldn't feel that way, but I do because you've allowed me to have somewhat of a semblance of a career. You've supported what I've done since you heard me with Jimmy, and then you fucking followed me solo, and a lot of you people came in and found me just solo because you heard me on other shows. And so I really feel like I owe you guys. So I don't ever want to look like I'm on autopilot, and I don't ever look like I don't care, and I don't ever want to look like I don't appreciate what you've done or your support or the fact that you listen every week. Because fuck, there's so many things you could be doing. There's so much other stuff out there that you could enjoy or listen to and love, and I'm sure that there is. But the fact that you can find any time for me is such an honor, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? And I don't take it for granted. I fucking don't. So that's why, last week when I have to sit at my goddamn desk with a phone and go, well, here's another fucking rerun. And look, I've done 7 years of content and I have a back catalog that I don't mind exploiting every once in a while and delving into. And I should do it a lot more, quite frankly, because I should be bringing a lot of the stuff to the stage and doing live stuff, which hopefully will be happening in 2015. But I feel like I owe you guys, and it's weird because I shouldn't. I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe so. Does Aerosmith think that they owe their fans? I mean, I would hope so. But at the same time, you give your work and you hope that that's what the people like and they support it. God, how boring is this for you, Shotgun? I'm so sorry, dude. Literally, you just, huh?
I'm good.
You're okay?
Yeah.
All right, I hope so. Fuck. So So the bottom line is it's really powerful when someone offers to help. And you guys have done it so much, and Gio just did it selflessly. He's like, I can do this, and I got guys who'll do it, and they'll come to your house, and they'll come to your house, which is like, and my favorite part of Gio offers that, like, that's going to make me go, oh, okay, oh my God, that's all I want is to record at my house. No, it's not about that. It's like, because this is, again, getting back to it, this is fucking bizarre. This is bizarre. I'm 47. I don't have any new friends. I'm not making new friends. I'm done. I know who I fucking know. And so it's just an awkward thing. And this is, if he had said to me, hey, you want to go have dinner with Shotgun? That would have been strange. It really would have. But to make him come to my house and sit here while I do this and just fucking stare at a computer screen, I mean, it's just fucking, this is beyond the pale. This is wrong. I mean, he should get money or a fucking sandwich or something. I gave him a bottle of water. That's all I got. I'm like, I got orange juice, I got lemonade, I got some beer because Jill drinks some beer, and by the way, Jill doesn't drink some beer. Jill will have a beer. And then I told you about it on another fucking show. I just want to sound like an idiot. But he's just like, no, I'm good. He's got a bottle of water, and he's just sitting here. But he did have one requirement. I had to hang the bottle of water from the ceiling so he can drink it like a hamster. And I'm like, all right, dude, that's fine if that's how you want to handle it. But it means he doesn't have to fucking pick it up and look at me. So I said, all right, cool, I can swing that. So Gio's like, I got a guy who'll help you out. And I have we've met before, haven't we? Is it okay if I give your name? This is our friend Caesar. Is it Caesar or Cesar?
Either way works.
How do you like it?
Caesar.
All right, Caesar. You want to give your last name?
Rosal.
Caesar Rosal. Rossal. Are you on Facebook, Caesar?
Yeah.
Go be friends with Caesar on Facebook, or at least request his friendship. Caesar with one S, Cesar, Rosal, Rossal. I met Caesar, Christ, it was about a year ago when I first started in fucking as Travis Barbecue. He came in with Gio. You know what? It was when episode 36, Vin, of year 6. Remember when last year I had to do the video episode because Lily couldn't record? And I had to call Gio to try to help me upload all the YouTube videos when Max and I decided that was a good idea. And I still think it was a great idea. It just took so fucking long to do. Well, when Gio came to my place, he brought over his friend Emilio. Is Emilio your brother?
My uncle.
He's your uncle. Oh, that's even weirder. Oh, that just got creepy. Oh, fuck. I won't lie. That's fucking scary. Because Cesar is about, what are you, like 28? Huh? 27. I was close. So he's 27, and Emilio, he's only like 30. And he's your uncle. What the hell happened with your family, Caesar? That's grim. All right, so I'm here with apparently you have the family from fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where it's like everybody's related and they're all young. All right. So when Gio came to my house to do the video, he brought Emilio, and Emilio, he's not here now, so we can talk about him. He was a little too familiar for my taste, quite frankly. He did this thing when I met Emilio. And this is so weird because Gio really likes me, and Gio's really cool to me when he meets me. Emilio kind of bigfooted me in my own house, like because he wanted to pretend like he didn't care that he was meeting me. I know that this will sound weird. I know, and look, there's a very good chance this is all in my tiny brain. But he came in and he's like, "Oh yeah, hi," and then like sat down like he wasn't involved. Like Gio was helping me out, and Emilio just like reading a book. Like he had no interest in what was going on, and it felt forced to me, like a guy who was like, he was upset that Gio had made him come over here for the fucking stuff that he had to do. And so Emilio was just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you guys do your thing. I'm just going to be over here. Like he didn't want to give the appearance that he knew who I was or what I did. And it didn't matter. It wasn't important at all, even though he's a comedian and he has his own podcast. So it was like, I recognize that as a comic. You try to be on equal footing with the other person. You know what I mean? You just walk in and you're like, oh yeah, I know you. I've heard of you. Yeah, I do a podcast too. It's like that thing where you're just fucking dogs staring at one another, trying to see who's going to go for whose throat. So I got that vibe from him when he came in, and it went away quick. But right when in the beginning, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, I have a podcast too. I'm a comedian. Like, because you have to show your fucking bona fides, or you don't want to pretend like, oh sir, I'm happy to be in your house. You don't want to be a fucking dope. So Gio came over and he brought Emilio, and then I said, I'll buy you guys lunch, and we went over to Travis Barbecue, and then Cesar showed up, and so I'd met him then. So Gio, when I've had crises before, Gio has tried to foist Cesar upon me, And by foisting Caesar upon me, I mean to say that he is meant to force me on Caesar, because Caesar is doing, he's got his own deal. He's got his own podcast. What's the name of your podcast?
Podcord.
It's called Podquard, Podkward. And I'll be on that show as a payment for this torture that I'm putting him through. No, that's a lie. We talked about it for months. And Christ, I wish I was just a comedian and a podcaster and I could go, hey, I'll do it tomorrow. But as we all know, I'm bringing people cans of soda. So I can't fucking do just that. I have to go, well, let's, schedule this and find this. So he and I have been trying to find dates that work, but I guess I'm going there in January in a couple of weeks, and I'll be doing Podcord. And that's with you and, oh, your uncle. Oh, the guy who hated me. All right, that'll be fun. Emilio didn't really hate me. He's been very friendly to me and very nice. I'm teasing. So I have some history with Caesar. Like, I know him and I met him and he seemed nice, but every time something happens, Gio keeps volunteering that Caesar wants to do it. And he's like, oh man, he loves you and he loves the show and he wants to do it. And I'm like, dude, don't lie. I mean, you just don't have to lie. I mean, if the guy has a computer and he's willing to sit in my room while I talk, then that's fine. But don't pretend like he's just this fucking huge fan, because Gio is a huge fan. If Gio sat here, but I got to be honest, recording with Gio would be fucking awkward and strange, because he thinks I'm funny. Like, you don't. So you're fine. Sit there quietly. But he thinks I'm funny. So he'd be just like roaring and like rolling on the ground laughing and going, comedy god, and high-fiving me. And I'd just be like, this is bizarre, dude. Like, you're laying it on thick. But he just genuinely kind of likes me that much. It's weird. Like when Lily laughs, Lily genuinely laughs at me because she thinks I'm funny. And believe me, people are always like, why do you force her to do that? I'm like, I don't force her to do anything. She wants to sit there and joke around with me because it's the one day a week we get to talk and we get to joke around and laugh. But Gio, I honestly, like, Gio would be sitting in the shotgun seat, and I'm sure I'd make a joke, and he'd stand up and like do a marching step, and then he'd dive out the window. Like, he's like that fucking bizarre. Hey, I loved that so much, I can't possibly go on living. And he'd just fucking cut his veins and bleed all over me. And I'd be like, Gio, really, you're invested way too much in this. And then I'd gargle on his blood and die. But yeah, so I just picture him being that guy. You know what I mean? Because he is a dude who has like no breaks. And like, he throws himself into fucking everything, and I'm just like, wow, I'm not that dude. I am arm's length Johnson. Like, I'm like, I am sorry. I'm sure that's going to work out fine for you, but I'm going to be over here waiting for it to break bad. I mean, that's kind of who I am, but not him. Gio just goes full St. Bernard and is like, this is great. Isn't it great? Let's all do this. It's fucking great. And he is truly the human embodiment of, hey, let's get a barn and put on a show. Like, that's who Gio is, kind of. He doesn't see any defeat. Like, he's just like, no, we'll make it work. We'll make it happen. We'll make it do everything we want it to do. We'll fucking spike it and we'll make it dance. It'll be great. And I'm not that guy at all. I think everything's going to be terrible, as you know. And I've just spent 2 hours proving. Where are we?
An
Hour 20? Oh, that seems long, though. Like I said, 2 hours, because it seems, just by talking about myself, it just seems ridiculous. And also not stopping. Because, when I'm with Lily, if I want to stop, I can stop. And she'll pause, and then I'll get a drink of something. Here I had to drink right on the air. Oh, terrible. Look what I've subjected you guys to. But it's fucking bizarre being here with Caesar, because I don't know him. I mean, I've met him, but I certainly don't know him. And I guess you do listen to the show. Is that true? Like, but you're into where are you at?
Starting 4.
He's starting year 4. So he doesn't even know all the terrible things that have happened. Like, right now he's in divorced guy apartment going, oh my God, I don't know if I want to listen to the next 4 years, because look at all the terrible things that have obviously happened. Holy shit. And now he knows that for 3 years when I was doing this show, as he's listened, I had this horrible piece of shit stereo leaning up against the wall and never used it. Never once. Never once. And so that's the thing that's weird right now, is I'm doing the show with Caesar here, and he's in my house, which is fucking bizarre. I mean, it's weird enough when I call you guys, right? When we do that listener thing and I have a contest or whatever, and I call you guys and we talk. I mean, it's okay for you, I would imagine. I'm sure it's kind of weird when I call, and then we talk and everything's fine. But then, we hang up the phone. You didn't have to see me. You didn't have to sit in a room with me. Poor Caesar has to sit here and watch me talk. Because again, I also, at Lily's house, I have a microphone stand, and the microphone's in a stand, and I sit on a chair and I talk into it. Well, right now I'm sitting in the Purple King chair, and I'm holding a microphone this entire time. I'm holding it in my hand. I'm the talent. I'm not supposed to fucking hold anything. I'm not supposed to be having anything in my goddamn hand. It's supposed to be in a stand. It's supposed to be right in front of me. Like fucking Caesar's got his hamster water bottle above his head. I should have the microphone and a goddamn cord dangling above me and just talking up into it like Lemmy. That's how I should be running my fucking life. So I can't even imagine how fucking weird this is for Caesar to sit here and watch me do this as I talk. And also, this has got to be weird for you guys, too, because it's a different deal, man. You listen to the show and you hear Lily laughing and we're having a good time and all that. And now in this show, it's just been me, again, sounding like I'm falling apart, but I'm not. I'm really not. I'm happy. I'm happy because I get to talk to you guys and do a fucking show, regardless of the circumstance. But it is fucking strange. It's weird, man. This is just, I'm a creature of habit. And I, when I changed from Lily's marriage house to her single house, that was fucking weird. And then when we moved to the oldest building in Hollywood, that was weird. But I made it weird myself probably because, when I first started doing the show with Eric, I did the show here and I did the show there and it was okay. I knew we were switching. I mean, it was fucking weird when Eric's wife showed up and hated me. That was fucking bizarre. But other than that, it seemed to be fine. Hold on. I have to drink something. It's amazing what happens to your voice when you don't breathe. So it's just change that I don't know if I fear or I just don't like. It's just the whole circumstance. That's why today I sat there and I thought, I got to do a show tonight. And I never think I got to do a show. I always want to do it. But today, because I knew I was having a guy I've only met once come into my house and then record me, and it's just a weird dynamic, I mean, if I went to a radio station and I had to record, at least the producer would be behind glass and I wouldn't have to fucking look at him. But now I got Shotgun Jones winging me right here on my left-hand side, and I don't know if there's anything creative or interesting to you guys in hearing about what's happening or hearing about the setup, but I spend most of my time talking about what the fuck is happening because it's just strange. And the show is nothing if not me telling you what the fuck is happening in my life at that moment. And so what it is me, like I said, I got enough friends. I just had a thing where I've talked about my trainer, John, on here. John's like Caesar's age. He's like 29. And, I've been lifting with him for like over a year, 3 times a week. We get along great. And I decided to reach out and ask him if he wanted to do something socially. Like, not just lifting. I was going to ask him if he wanted to... I wanted to ask him if he wanted to watch the UFC. If he wanted to come to my house and watch the fights. And it was the weirdest feeling. Because, again, I'm 47, and it felt like a date. Like, it was so fucking strange. Because, I've been lifting with him forever. I've known him for a year. But it was like if you ever worked with a coworker, and then after a year, you went, you know what, I think we have some pretty good chemistry here. Would you like to go out sometime? Well, that's what I did. I had to ask John out. And I that's just foreign to me. Like, I have no touchstone on how to do it anymore. I don't know I have no clue, none. So I had to, and of course I had to do it the way I would do it, where I had to go, look, I gotta ask you something, and this is going to be incredibly awkward. So I warned him right away that it's going to be incredibly awkward, when really it's not. All I'm going to say is, hey, dude, you want to watch the fights? But in my head, we're getting married, and it's the dumbest fucking thing in the world. So that's the thing is with Caesar here. It's like, he's like, hey, Caesar can come to your house. Well, that means I got to let Caesar into my fucking house, and I got to let him into my life, and I got to let him into my fucking world. And not only that, he's got to see me do this. This is a guy who's been listening. Now he's listened to 3 years of it. So it's different when you hear it. You've got it in your earbuds, and you can just fucking listen to me talk. But now he's seeing me sit slumped over in a sweater on my fucking king chair and talking into space. And he's going to always have this image in his head now. And I hope I didn't ruin the fucking show for him going forward, because he's going to be like, oh my God, I know what this guy does. It's like seeing behind the curtain. It's like on The Wizard of Oz, there was that old dude behind the curtain. Well, when you saw his fucking scary face, you were like, God damn, this guy's impressive. And then you pull the curtain aside, you're like, fuck this old man. This guy had to die. Maybe that might have been my reaction when I saw The Wizard of Oz, that the guy had to die. I don't know if anybody else was watching and went, hey, they got to kill that fucking guy. That was my reaction, certainly. Hey, the monkey should eat that dude. That's what I thought when I saw The Wizard of Oz. And I'm sure that's what Caesar's thinking right now. He's normally listening to the first 3 years at his house. He's like, this guy's fucking hysterical. And now he's here in sad divorced guy apartment watching me slumped over in my chair. And he's like, man, the monkeys ought to eat that fucking dude, man. By the way, I hope that woke up my neighbors. That was loud. That was a loud one right there. Caesar knows. fuck, it is 12:30. And again, that doesn't matter to you guys or anybody else. And you know what? Because I didn't know what this show was going to be. Again, I didn't know if I was going to talk, because I thought of just telling a story and just firing off a story and stuff. But then, you know, I end up talking and this happens. So, you know, it was weird asking John out. And then basically I had to ask Caesar out. And I didn't even get to ask Caesar out. This is a blind date. I didn't even get to ask you out, dude. I don't know anything about you. This is completely a blind date. And I have done all the talking. Certainly, can we agree on that? I have done all of the talking at this blind date. If this were truly a blind date, if we had been hooked up by OkCupid, you would probably, I don't know if do they have like ratings on there? I don't know if they give you like negative. Is it like eBay? Is it like eBay where you get negative seller feedback? It's like, this is the worst date of all time. This guy grabbed a microphone and would not stop fucking talking. I would not see again, would not buy. I am a terrible eBay seller, apparently. I'm getting all this terrible feedback from Caesar. I didn't see it coming. Although I should have. Really, I should have seen it coming. But yeah, this is a blind date and a terrible one. Certainly for you. I mean, for me, I don't care. I'm just talking. But you got to hate this, right? You can shake your head no, but I don't believe you. What? Say it again?
I'm having fun.
You're having fun? Really? You're a good liar. But well, I'll ask you, because again, and nobody can hear you. I will hear you. But I just, because I'm curious, is it weird to see it this way?
No, I've recorded other podcasts, so I'm used to it.
Have you recorded one guy
Yeah.
talking?
No, not one day, but
Yeah, okay. There's been, because nobody fucking does what I do. Let's not even say that there's one guy out there besides Bill and Greg. They're the only two to the one, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Validate me. Yeah, because I never know. I mean, I just never know if I just look like a mental patient just talking into a goddamn microphone. Who knows? I have no clue. But Cesar is here, and he is doing the job. And how many times are you going to mispronounce? I've given your name like 9 different pronunciations. I said Cesar. I said Cesar. I said Caesar. But yeah, because I'm going to cover all the bases. I asked you which one you like, and apparently I'm going to try them all out for size, and then finally settle on one by the end of the show. So I told him when I was talking to Caesar, he's like, hey man, I can come over, I can do this. And you were in Vegas today, right? He came in from Vegas and still came to my house. Like, it just makes no sense, man. You guys are so cool and he's so cool. And I mean, I don't know what kind of fucking pictures Geo has on you to force you to do this kind of thing, but dude, I mean, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for helping me out. It's, you know, like when I did the show at Belknap's at the Never Not Funny Studios, I had to call Matt and I'm like, dude, can you help me out? He said, yeah. And it's great, you know, because I talk about you guys helping me out, and it's nice to know that I have other people who will help me bring the show even to the airwaves. I mean, you know, the fact that Caesar's helping, and I'll be honest, I don't know, because Caesar, you know, he offered to edit it and upload it and do all that. But I don't know if I'm going to let him do it, you know, because I think I'm just going to send it to Lily. But then again, that goes right in the face of the thing she said last week where she's like, well, you don't really expect me to edit it without being there, right? And I totally get that. I mean, again, I can't expect her to do the work part without the fun part. But that's one of the reasons why I said to Caesar, he's like, hey, man, do you want me to edit the show? And I go, no, I think I'm going to one-take this. I'm not going to stop it all. I'm just going to talk and we'll see what happens. And hopefully I don't fucking mispronounce words and my fucking mouth doesn't have a car accident. We can just go ahead and make it happen. And I, you know, it's funny. I shouldn't even be talking about that because I jinxed the fuck out of myself now because I don't know where we're at. But you know, there's been one take so far. And who knows if I fucking wind up having a fucking car accident with my mouth, because that happens. I'll be talking to Lily sometimes and it'll be like, I'll be talking and there'll be a thought that's coming out of my, and it's like literally my mouth will like smash into itself and then a tooth will fly out and hit Lily and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. It was a tooth. I'm sorry. Nothing I can do about it. So that's this week. And it's so funny. I don't even know what next week is going to be. I should tell you, you know, because I'll be gone and I don't know if I'm going to get to see Lily and I don't know if Caesar and I are going to do another show next week. What if that happened? I get Megan to come over. What if you just crashed here and we got up and did one in the morning? Well, yeah, I'll tell you what, why don't you come with me to work and just ride shotgun with me and I'll just fucking record in the car. Does that sound like a plan? I'm not sure. You know, I wanted to do this and I'd love to, all right, I will tell you, originally the plan was I was going to have an actual show last week and then an actual show this week. And then the last week of the year, there was going to be, it was a rerun clip show type of thing. But then the audio shit hit the fan last week, and so we had to do that last week. And I don't want to do it again next week, but I don't see that I have much choice because again, our machines are kind of fried. Now I'm traveling, and so I stay tuned. I don't know what next week is going to be, but I know it's going to be interesting. It'll be something. There'll be something up there. I'm always willing to put something up there. I was telling you guys something earlier, and I fucking got off of it. I got spun off. Oh fuck, I remember. So I was driving at work. This is so dumb that I would remember this now. I talked about meeting celebrities. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I'm driving, and I went and made a delivery down by the beach, literally by the beach. There's a place called Oceanfront Walk, and then there's a street called Speedway. Speedway is kind of the alley between the city and the beach. So I'm driving on it, make a delivery, and get out, and I hop into my car, and I turn left up a street, and it's a really thin alley that I'm driving up, so I have to be careful and go slow. And I see two people ahead of me, and they're crossing the street, and they're coming toward me. And I immediately recognized the woman. Like, I knew immediately who she was. So, and I'm such an idiot because normally I'm pretty cool in these instances, but the fact that she was coming up and walking up, it kind of caught me off guard. And it was such a surprise because I didn't expect to see her. So I threw my car into park when she comes across the street, and I rolled my window down, and I go, whoa, excuse me, stop, hold on. And she looks at me, and I go, Rhonda? It was Ronda Rousey, who is the UFC women's champion. And she's branched off into acting and all sorts of different stuff. But it just threw me off to even see her. But I go, whoa, Rhonda? And I rolled my window down, and she stopped, and she looks at me, and she goes, hi. And I go, I'm sorry, I got to stop you. I got to tell you, I'm a huge fan. I love your work. I love your fights. I love the fact that hard work has been rewarded, and you've become an actress, and you're going ahead and making it happen. I love your whole backstory with your mom. I love the fact that you were in the Olympics. I couldn't stop talking. Where I just started, and in the meantime, I'm getting out of my car. So I'm talking quickly, and I'm getting out of my car, and I must look like a mental patient. Now that I think about it afterwards, I must have looked like a psychopath. And I get out of the car, but I will tell you this. There's all this talk of feminism and catcalling and women being intimidated by men shouting at them from moving cars. And I have to be honest with you, any normal woman in the world, if a guy throws his car into park, rolls his window down and goes, whoa, stop, I got to talk to you, and he gets out and he's like 6'2", 260, that girl's got to freak the fuck out, right? And she's going to run. The only woman on earth who would have no fear of that situation is Ronda goddamn Rousey. Absolutely. I got out of the car. She stood her fucking ground. She looked at me and she's like, hi. And she was so friendly. And I said all that stuff about her mom and judo and the Olympics and hard work being rewarded. And I was so excited to watch her, and I love her fights. And then I'm like, why aren't you in Vegas? Because that was the night of the UFC. It was the night that John was going to come visit me, and we had our date. But I'm like, why aren't you in Vegas? She goes, well, I got to train, man, because she's, still training for her fight in February. And I said, all right, because she was on her way to the beach. She was wearing like a bodysuit, and she had a skim board, and she was with, I think she was with Lazy the Savage, which is this guy who basically is documenting her life on Twitter and Instagram and things like that. I don't know if he's her friend or if he's an employee. I can't figure it out. But I will tell you this, the second I got out of the car, he's like, you want pictures? I'm happy to take pictures. So I gave him my phone, and I said, is it okay if I get photos? And she said, yeah. And she stood next to me. And I will tell you this, she is the UFC women's heavyweight champion, and she is a badass. I mean, she is just fun to watch fight. And on top of it, the whole package works. But when I shook her hand, dude, she's got tiny hands. Like, because I have big hands. I mean, I can palm a basketball, but like her hands were really dainty. Like I guess I didn't expect it. I expect her to have like big fucking calloused knuckles and ready to hit somebody. But man, I shook her hand, and it was, you know what it is? It was a woman's hand. And it was really surprising because she's 5'8" or whatever, or 5'9", and she probably goes $135. She might walk around at $140, $145. But she looked svelte and thin when I saw her. She's tiny. She's still slight. She's still a woman. You just forget that she's so fucking tough and such a badass. But when I shook her hand, she was tiny. She was dainty. And so I took a photo next to her, and he took a bunch of photos, and he handed me the camera, and he had taken full body photos. Like from head to toe. And so I go, look, I hate to be this guy. I'm really sorry. I know you're busy. You got to get to the beach. Can you just take head photos? Like from like the chest up? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And he took the phone. I'm finding this more and more when Jill and I go out. People will offer to take our pictures because we keep taking selfies of ourselves. So I have to put my arm way out and take a photo of the two of us, and that's fine. And we've reached a system where we're able to take those pictures. But when we want a nice photo of the two of us and people offer to take it, we'll give them the phone, and they always turn the phone fucking sideways to take that weird, so it's like it gets more, and it's like, dude, why the fuck do I want the shelves in this photo? I don't understand what you're doing. Take a picture of our heads, of our faces. That's it. Nobody needs to see that I was wearing jeans. Nobody cares what fucking shoes I have on. I mean, Jill, certainly you want a full body shot of her because she's fucking hot, but you got to forget the fact that she's got an ogre next to her that nobody wants to fucking see. If you're taking a picture of her by herself, then yes, by all means, get a full body shot. But the fact that she's got this fucking hunchback next to her who's clinging onto her for dear life because he doesn't want her to escape, make sure you just get our heads, okay? Could you do that so you can see that we look happy and at least she doesn't look that frightened that I'm there and lurking and I won't let her go? So that was the thing with Rhonda. The guy took like head to toe pictures, and I'm like, dude, can you just take head? And because I feel awkward asking, but I always ask now. I'm like, hey, can you just take from the shoulders up like a head photo? And could you just do? I have to say it to everybody. It happened in Florida. I have to say it to everyone. And every time I do it, Jill's just like, honey, it's okay, it'll be fine. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't understand. Because I've taken photos of how many times, dude, people will take a fucking picture of me and you'll just look and it's just my eyes and a ceiling. And I'm like, what the fuck did you do? Dudes, seriously. Because again, you're talking to a guy who's got 60 photos of his cock in his goddamn laptop and they all look great. Take it from me. I will tell you how to hold the camera and the fucking pictures will come out fine. You guys can get me at mike@MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. Are we going through the mixer now, Caesar? Are we? A second ago, we weren't. Something happened and something got unplugged, and then we were recording through the speaker, and it sounded like I was yelling from across the room. Now, granted, I am yelling from across the room, but I'm hoping also that the microphone will pick it up and put it through the mixing board, and the magic will happen into the laptop. But again, I don't know anything about it, and that's why I have a stranger in my house at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday night with his own goddamn computer. I have no clue how it works. Fuck, I seriously should just call all of you individually and do the goddamn show for you that way. So again, be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old-boy. Follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old-boy. My friend David Hernandez, my lifelong friend, is a Renaissance man. He has done all of the music for this show. He does all of the artwork for this show, and he is also available to be hired to do artwork for you at artbydmh.com. If you go to artbydmh.com, are we okay? You're pushing buttons. Are we fine? Or you're scaring me? All of a sudden, Caesar's come to life. He was sleeping in a chair. He was all slumped over, and now he's pushing buttons. He's a mad scientist. So David Hernandez does all of the music and artwork for the show. But if you go to artbydmh.com, that's artbydmh.com, you can find out what he's done in the past and see if you want to hire him to do some work for you in the future. He's, like I said, he's an amazingly talented guy, and I'm lucky that he's chosen to be involved in the show. If you go to facebook.com/the40year-old-boy, you will see a video that he posted as a bit of a Christmas tribute and a little bit of a commercial. And not only will you see the video where he put together images regarding the Joe Business page, but you will hear him singing and doing his David Bowie and Bing Crosby Little Drummer Boy take. And it is incredible. So go ahead and check out the video at my Facebook page at facebook.com/the40year-old-boy, or you can go to facebook.com/David Mex Hernandez and become his friend and see the video on his page. It's all over the place. It's on everybody's page, for fuck's sake. All of the web work is done for this show by my friend Ryan Dirks, Farmer Ryan, as you may know him here on the show. You can friend Ryan on Facebook at facebook.com/Ryan Dirks, I think, or just go ahead and find Ryan Dirks, RyanDirks, and find him and be his friend. I should get the actual web address, the Facebook address. You can also check him out at ryandirks.littleprofiles.com. That's ryandirks.littleprofiles.com. And find him on Facebook and become his friend. He is amazing. He does all of the things I ask, and he does them quickly, and he does them, more importantly, I think, for free, which is really nice. And he steps up, and he's always happy to help out the show. I mean, we've paid him here and there, but certainly, T-shirts and fucking downloads and some cash, but not what he's worth. And so go be his friend and check him out at ryandirks.littleprofiles.com, and then and he'll be happy, and so will I. The producer of this show, the producer is Lily Von Stupp, producer emeritus. Before we get to Lily, my great friend Lily, you want to plug you? You want to say where we can find you or any of that stuff? But we did earlier. Caesar Rosal, yeah, he was nice enough to help me out this week, and I can't thank him enough. I thank Gio, I thank Emilio for loaning me Caesar, and I thank Caesar for even having the patience to come to my house on a Sunday night at fucking 11 after I worked 12 hours. Because I even said to him, I was like, I could probably do it Saturday night, but he was in Vegas. And he's like, I said, can you do it late? And he's like, yeah, I could do it whenever you want me to, which is really amazing that he would step up to do this. And so Gio wasn't kidding. He had a guy who really wanted to help me and was willing to go to any lengths that he could. And so I'm so grateful for Caesar's involvement. You can find him at Facebook, Cesar Rosal, CesarRossal. Be his friend, or at least send him a note of thanks to say thank you for basically letting us have a show this week for the 40-Year-Old Boy podcast. And the show is called Podquard, Podkward, like awkward but with pod instead of an awk, minus the awk. It's awkward minus the awk plus a pod. So Podquard, you can find it on iTunes. So go ahead and search that word, and believe me, if you find another fucking podcast with that word in the title at all, a good fucking luck. Go ahead and just literally throw your fucking computer into a river, because it shouldn't be happening. If you put in Podquard, is there a website as well or no? Okay. If you go to podquard.com, you'll find the archives and past guests and things like that, and you'll go ahead and check that out. And also you can go to iTunes and put in Podquard, and you will find past episodes of the show. And in a couple of weeks, you will hear me on that show, because I guess I fucking have to now, right? Don't I have to? I can't get out of it anymore. There's no way I can duck it. I mean, I've done my best to not answer his emails, but for fuck's sake, now the guy's in my goddamn house. I have to agree to do it at this point. There's no more hiding. I'm out from under the coats, and Caesar was here, so that happened. So thank you, Caesar, for all your help. I appreciate it very much. Lily Bunchtup is the producer of this show, my great friend Lily, and she is available at several different places you can find her. You can get her at facebook.com/Lily Bunchtup and try to be her friend, although you'll have to get in line because she's got so many people. Dude, I hate that red number. She doesn't even care. I think it's like 150 or whatever last time I saw. She has so many people with friend requests. It's insane. But go to facebook.com/Lily Bunchtup and go ahead and try to be her friend. You can find her at twitter.com/MNTs. Twitter.com/Lily Bunchtup, and Twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest. Follow her at all of those, and that will be great. She will be happy, so will I. But if you'd like to write her a personal note and find out how she enjoyed her week off and whether or not she's even considering possibly never even coming back to this show now that she had a week off and didn't have to deal with my fucking nonsense in her apartment, you can write her at Lily at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili, at burlesque411.com.
Just in time for this season, Sluggy Records is proud to bring you a very 80s Christmas. For the first time in this TV offer, you'll get holiday classics performed by all your favorite stars of the 80s. You'll get Yuletide hits from Thomas Dolby, Aha, Wham, Mr. U2, and this Ode to Santa by Gary Newman.
His name is Claus, and he makes all the toys. Then he brings them to all the good girls and boys. He's Claus. We can dance if we want to with a man made out of snow, with a corncob pipe and a button nose and two eyes made out of gold. So we can dance, everybody take a chance. We can dance with a snowman with no pants. It's a frosty dance, it's a frosty dance. He ain't got no pants. Well, it's Christmas Eve, alright. Santa will be gone all night. So now my work is done and I can have some fun, and I'll be dancing with an elf. Oh, 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 dancing with an elf. Oh, 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 dancing with an elf. Well, she's pounding beers and she's got pointy ears, and I'll be dancing with an elf. Oh, 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 oh. Do you really want a real tree? Do you really want to chop one down? Drag my ass out to the tree farm. Grab my axe and go to town. Our car is way too small, I told you. And I think we're out of twine. Who's gonna vacuum up my backseat? Your dumb ass for sure, not mine.
If that special someone on your gift list still wears parachute pants and a mullet haircut, they'll love this collection of holiday music like this Christmas classic from In Excess.
So slide down the chimney and give me a present and drink all the milk and eat the cookies too. And eat the cookies too. Santa, you're my guy. Oh, happy holidays to you. Happy holidays. It makes no difference if you call it Kwanzaa or Hanukkah. Whether you're Gentile or Jew. Happy holidays. Oh, happy holidays to you. What I should do. How can you just leave me standing alone with the hammer and wood? Santa is just too demanding, making me build all the toys for the neighborhood. Maybe I'm just a big loser. Why should I even try? What good is a wooden computer? This is what it sounds like when elves cry.
Yes, it's a very 80s Christmas. Available on 2 CDs for $19.99 or 33 8-track cassettes for only $63.50. Call 1-800-867-5309. Ask for Jenny. Call right now. Call today. That's 1-800-867-5309. A very 80s Christmas. Order now.
Now, here's the weird thing. Normally, I would stop there at Lily's house, and she would put in a plug or some music or something. I don't know if we're going to do that this week. I have no idea, because I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to turn Caesar loose on the editing. I just want Lily to put it in the template, because she has the theme music and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to make her do that. So she may have a different. I don't know what to do. Again, this whole thing is new to me. It's bad enough that Caesar's in my house now at 1 a.m. So I'm just going to go right into the plugs and tell you some stuff like, I'll tell you, I want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. It's an amazing show, and it's got terrific shows coming up. I know that there's a Purple Christmas coming up. There's the Charlie Brown Triple X Christmas. She's got great shows coming up. There's a Meat Fest coming up soon. Our friend Lily Bunched Up does a fantastic job producing the number one burlesque show in the history of Los Angeles. If you go to facebook.com/Monday Night Teas, you can join that page and get all the information about upcoming acts or photos of past acts. Or you can just go ahead and hang out and lurk and try to see if somebody naked pops up, because it happens. Oh, it happens, folks. That's how it works with the Monday Night Teas. You never know who's going to get naked and how many photos will be taken and when they'll be put on Facebook. You can go to brownpapertickets.com and get all of the tickets for all the upcoming shows. Just put in Lily Von Stupp's name or put in Monday Night Teas and it will come up. And you can buy shows for any Monday night that is announced. I don't know what she has announced, but I know there are several great shows coming up available. And so go ahead and buy those tickets and check out those shows and have a good time and tell Lily I said hello. Because she's never going to want to see me again. After having the week off and not having to deal with me talking, she's going to be like, you know what? It was a lot quieter this week, and I didn't mind it. I actually think I didn't mind it. No, that's incorrect. She's on board. She loves it, right? She has to love it. Tell her she loves it. Tell me she loves it. Love me. I'm yelling again at 1 a.m. Now I'm like naturally whispering. It's fucking weirding me out because I normally don't do that. So yeah, the Monday Night Teas is happening always. So go ahead and check it out and go to the Facebook page and go to Brown Paper Tickets and keep the show alive. It's an important part of Los Angeles burlesque, certainly history and immediate history, and so it needs to keep going. So buy some tickets and go check it out. You can go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com and go to the Joe Business page. I mean, there's all sorts of pages you can visit at MikeSchmidtComedy.com, but let's talk about the Joe Business page right now. We've got all sorts of merchandise for sale. This is the final week. That's right, the final week of December, where we have the shirt sale going on. Shirts are available half price plus shipping. And there has been a very good response to this. Thank you so much for everyone who's ordered shirts. And everything that you've ordered has been mailed. Anything that has been ordered up to this point when you're hearing my voice has been sent out. So please watch your mail. This week I am out of town. So I will be in Wisconsin with my lovely girlfriend, Jill. And when I get back, if there are any orders that happen while I'm gone, I will go ahead and fill those right when I get back and send those out. But I can tell you that as you're hearing my voice now, if you've ordered a shirt, it has been sent. Unless you ordered it yesterday. But I doubt you ordered it on Christmas Eve. That would be really, really strange. Unless you are Santa Claus or an elf. Then that's acceptable. But if you're a normal person and you're ordering stuff off my website on Christmas Eve, holy God, go watch It's a Wonderful Life and have some nog. I don't know why you're on my website on Christmas Eve. I should just shut it down. But on the Joe Business page, oh man, my throat. Hold on. We got to get some water. I shouldn't be drinking cold water either. That's just constricting my my vocal cords. At least that's what I saw on WebMD. Go to the Joe Business page, and while you're there looking at the Dark December shirts, we've got downloads for sale. We've got all sorts of Tweaked Audio has their autoerotic asphyxiation earbuds and their cock ring watches available for you to check out right now. Artwork is available for the show. It'll be signed by me and Lily and David. You order it, and we'll get it out to you. That'd be great. Any print from the show, any explosion event that we used to do, anything you would like, we'll go ahead and sign it, and then you can take it and frame it, and then, or you can take it and tear it in half. I don't know. Do whatever the fuck you want with it. It's yours. You paid for it. That's fine. You can ruin it any way you want to. Like I said, we got the Yurt Dirt shirts. And then we've got year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, and year 6 of this podcast available individually or together as part of the Reservoir Schmidt Dogs box set. Go ahead and buy my past and make it your future. Pick it up now. That'd be fantastic. I'd appreciate it very much. Remember that Schmidt Alive 2 is available now, along with the Big Angry CD. The Big Angry CD you can purchase, and I'll sign it and send it out to you. But Schmidt Alive 2 just came out, and that is my performance at the 2014 Los Angeles Podcast Festival. It is an audio/video package where you get both of them for $10, and you get to look at me, you get to put me in your ears, you get to take me on the go, you get to sit down and watch me, whatever you want to do with me, folks. Pay $10, you can do whatever the fuck you want with me. That's what it's come to at this point. For $10, you can do anything you want. I will sit back and just fucking take it. Go ahead, do it. And also on that page, there's the Amazon link. If you click through the Amazon link and you go ahead and do some shopping, we get credit for it. It helps out the show, and we'd appreciate that very much. So what you do is you click on the Amazon link there on the page, and it takes you to our Amazon store. And in the upper left-hand corner, you click on the Amazon link that goes to actual Amazon, and then you shop, and we get credit, and we nod, and we thank you, and then we roll in Scrooge McDuck piles of money. Part of that is not true. And then also, please remember, not only are all of those things available on the page, the Big Angry and Amazon, but you can donate to the show, too, as an individual. You can send individual donations. There's an individual Little Schmitty link on every single page, or you can get the link down right in front of you. Or I'm sorry, not in front of you. On the Joe Business page, the link is right in front of Little Schmitty. You can't miss it right there in front of the character. And you click on it, and like I said, you can do a one-time donation, which is appreciated, or you can subscribe to the show and go $2 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, or $25 a month. I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much for everyone who donates. You don't know how much you mean to me, but thank you. You keep the show going, and you really, really help, and that's very cool of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And now I should probably just send Caesar out into the night. I was going to tell you this. I'll tell you this story because it's I wind up talking about Travis Barbecue, and I tell you stories. And look, we all have stories about our work where you're just like, I can't fucking believe that happened. I can't believe the balls on this guy. I can't. And you stare, and all you do is you just take a breath and you walk away, because what the fuck are you going to do? You cannot, and I will tell you this, I found this out the hard way, you cannot just continuously elbow somebody in the face until they're incapacitated. You want to, certainly, and I've done it maybe a few times at certain jobs, but it's a good way to lose your job, and certainly a good way to lose that person's business. If you just furiously tornado elbows into their face until their teeth are flying out and their skull is mashed in, it's bad for business all around. This happened the other day. I got a call to deliver something, and it's from a guy like almost 4 miles away from the shop. That's far, for a delivery. Because again, you're going through traffic lights. It's not just like hopping on the freeway. So, and again, I don't give a fuck. It's part of the job. It's what I do. I'll go anywhere. Like I said, I'm Travis Barbecue. I'm a mercenary. I'm there to make money and make it fucking happen. And if you want it, you got it. As long as you're willing to pay and you're willing to tip, I'll come out there. I don't give a fuck. So this guy orders. He's out in the middle of nowhere. I drive forever, and I get to his place, and I get out. And he comes out, and his bill is $24.71. And he was paying with mobile pay. We have these like squares now, like that we put in our phone, and we run their card and all that stuff. So I have a pattern that I actually have now, because when you run the card, it puts up these buttons, and you can press one of the buttons. It's a percentage for a tip. And then they push the button, and then they sign with their finger, and you send them a receipt. It's the same thing every fucking time. So you kind of fall into this pattern of how to tell people what to do. So this kid, I get there, and I buzz him on the box, and he doesn't come out. So I got to call him, and he has to come out and meet me. He comes out, he's fucking Swedish. And I know that sounds like a pejorative or like I'm being mean, but I'm like, I saw his name and I thought he might be Swedish. And then he walked out and he was dressed like somebody from Kraftwerk. So I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's Swedish. Like it was that sort of thing where he just looked Swedish. Like he may as well have come out building a dresser from IKEA and holding a meatball and a toothpick. Like that's how fucking Swedish this guy was. He was like Wally Walrus from the Woody Woodpecker cartoon, but 25. You know, just like jumping, yiminy, like that fucking dude. It was just awful. He had the accent and everything. His name was like Bjorn, and the O, you know, it wasn't just an O. It had a slash through it with a hat on. You know what I mean? It's just that fucking weird language that those people use over there because they're all frozen from fucking Iceland and eating herring. So he fucking wanders out of his apartment and he's just got skinny jeans on. You know, he was so European. It was awful. Like I waited for Gary Newman to just come up and start singing Cars. Like it was just that bad. So he walks out and he's wearing skinny jeans and he's got a funky Euro haircut. And he's just that guy. He wasn't attractive, but he was dressed and made up like he was attractive. You ever see anybody like that? Someone who's kind of dumpy. And they're heavier than they should be for their clothes, but he walked out and he's got a little pooch belly on his really tight shirt, and he's just wearing these skinny jeans, and he's not skinny at all. And his hair was like that fucking weird Justin Bieber cut where it's kind of just like smushed down in front of his face, and he's got the weird faux sideburns. Just a mess. Just an absolute, the kind of guy who when he walks away people point. You know what I mean? That guy. So he walks out of his building. And, I put the square in and I prepare the speech and he gives me the card and I run the thing. And, it's like I said, it's 2471. So it gives you a percentage. It's like 15%, 20%, 25% or other. And then there's a button that says no thanks. And so I hand him the phone and I go, you know what, to tip, you press one of the buttons in the center there, and then you'll just sign with your finger on the other side. You'll activate it by tapping the screen. And he goes, well, what is this? And I said, well, it's to tip, you press one of the buttons. And he goes, well, is it okay if I do not tip? And I said, pardon me? He goes, is it okay if I do not tip? Because I don't have a lot of money right now. And dude, just if you're not going to tip me, have the balls to not tip me. Don't make me an accomplice in saying I don't want any of your fucking cash. That's the dumbest fucking thing in the world. Because you know what? I work for tips. Why are you asking me? What the fuck am I supposed to say? Yes, it's great. I love the fact that you and your Swedish cocksucking fingers don't want to fucking tip me, you jagoff. Yeah, that's fantastic. No, I'm not going to say that. So I just looked at him and I said, what? And he goes, yeah, I don't have a lot of money right now. So is there a way that I could go ahead and is it okay if I don't tip? And I went, I said, you do what you want to do. So he presses no thanks. The first person in the history of me bringing the phone out to press no thanks. People will press other and tip like $1. That's happened. No one has ever actually asked me, is it okay if I fuck you right now? That'd be fantastic. And then pressed a button that said so. But he pressed no thanks. And I gave him his food and I laughed. I was just to myself, not out loud, because I learned that lesson at another fucking thing. I'll tell you that story sometime. So I just gave him his food and he went to walk away to go into his building. And when you hit complete purchase, it spins, it processes the transaction. So he gets to his door, and right when he gets his hand on the door to go inside, his card is declined. So I go, and like I said, he's just walking away, and he's walking, and I go, whoa, 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 whoa. And he stops, and he looks at me, and he goes, what? And I go, your card was declined. And he goes, that is impossible. And I said, well, I have it right here on the phone. The card's been, and he comes walking back over, and I said, it's declined. You can see right here. And he goes, that's impossible. I have more than enough money to cover this. And I said, well, I understand that, but we have to run it again. And he goes, well, run it again. Do it again. So he gives me the card, and I run it again. And it spins, and it processes, and it processes, and it spins, and then it comes up declined. And I said, well, your card's been declined again. He goes, that's impossible. There's no way. I have more than enough money to cover this transaction. I'm guaranteeing that. And I go, well, I understand you want to give me your word as bond, but this is in Sweden, and we're probably a lot less trusting than you are. Like, I didn't say all that, but in my head, I'm just like, well, dude, your card is declined. What do you want me to do? And he goes, well, I don't know. He goes, I don't have any cash, but you know what? You're right. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. And I said, what is it? He goes, it's the wrong card. I'm using the wrong card. I said, oh, okay. And he goes, but I'm telling you, I have more than enough money. But hold on. And he makes me wait while he opens his bank app. standing there. Now look, I've been waiting. We've gone through like 10 minutes now of me waiting for him to come outside after I called him. And he makes me wait while he opens up his B of A app. And he opens it up and he goes, yes, he goes, that card is a different one, but I'm telling you, with this other card, though, we can definitely use it because I have more than enough money. And he goes, see? And he holds up his phone. He has $8,000 in the bank. And I just look at him and I go, okay. And he goes, just use this card. I'm very sorry for the mistake. And I say, okay. And I take it and I plug and I run the square and it goes through. And this time I say, all right. I go, here you go. You can press a button to tip in the center. And he hit no thanks. $8,000 and he said to me, he actually said, I don't have a lot of money right now when he wanted to say no thanks. $8,000 in the bank. And the balls, the Swedish meatballs who look me in the face and tell me you don't have money. And then you actually hold up it's like, how stupid are you? Really? How stupid are you? So when he held up the bank account thing, I wanted to take a screenshot of it and just text it to him and go, you have $8,000 and you're going to type no fucking thanks? Really? You're not going to tip me? But I can't do it. I can't. I want to. Goddamn, I could wreak havoc on fucking people all the goddamn time, but I've been told I can't because apparently that's bad for business. Again, tornadoing elbows into somebody's face or mocking them with screenshots, frowned upon by businesses and certainly by customers. But $8,000, dude. And you wonder now why I'm willing to let Caesar come into my house and record me doing a goddamn show while I'm willing to sit here with a stranger because I know it's the only lifeline I have into show business. It's the only thing that keeps me alive and makes me think I have hope of having some sort of career doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing, because otherwise I'm driving out to the fucking marina to see Swedes stiff me on fucking $20 tips. Jesus Christ, are you fucking joking me? There's no way. You don't have $8,000 fucking dollars.
He drops his sleigh like no one else. His name is Santa, and he lives with elves.
Sluggy Records is proud to present a very 80s Christmas. All your holiday favorites performed by Cameo, Poison, and this classic by Soft Cell.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm and all is bright. Round young virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild. Silent night, silent night. Decorate the house, hang lights, plug in the baby Jesus, cool manger. Where is my waving Santa? 365 light bulbs. Decorate the house. Please sleep. We will find you acting on your best behavior for the birthday of our Savior. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
A very 80s Christmas is not available in stores. Call 1-800-867-5309 to order. How else are you going to be able to enjoy this Billy Idol masterpiece?
Give me a Christmas where treetops glisten. I want a Christmas where children listen. I want to hear some sleigh bells in the snow, just like the Christmases I used to know. I want a Christmas so bad, may your days be merry and bright. I'm a dreaming of a white Christmas. May your days be merry and bright. Three kings, I just received gifts from three kings. Three kings, they brought frankincense, gold, and some myrrh. What is myrrh? I'm not sure what it is, but I don't need it. Those three kings, I think that myrrh is some kind of gum resin. Is there a gift receipt? Man, I'm the son of God.
That's right, A Very 80s Christmas is available only for a limited time. Celebrate the season with all the synthesizer-heavy, pop-laden bubblegum ditties of the MTV generation and all their big-haired glory. Get in the holiday mood with Yuletide Classics by John Cafferty and the Beaver Round Band, Dexy's Midnight Runners, Don Johnson, Ronnie James Dio, and many, many more. A Very 80s Christmas is available on 2 CDs for $19.99 or 33 8-track cassettes for only $63.50. Call 1-800-867-5309 and call today. Jenny is standing by. Order now. Warning, listening to A Very 80s Christmas can make you wear your sunglasses at night.
That's $10,000, Connor. Ha ha! Yeah, 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 yeah. You're a mean one, Mr. Schmidt. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Schmidt. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Schmidt. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You got garlic in your soul, Mr. Schmidt. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a vile one, Mr. Schmidt. You have termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile, Mr. Schmidt. Given the choice between the two of you, I'll take the seasick crocodile. You're a foul one, Mr. Schmidt. You're a nasty, nasty squirt. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of dirt, Mr. Schmidt. The 3 words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, "You're dirt, dirt." You're the rotter, Mr. Schmidt. You're the king of sinful sots. Your heart's a dead tomato squash with moldy purple spots, Mr. Schmidt. Your soul is an appalling dump heap, overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of deplorable rubbish imaginable, mangled up and tangled up knots. Nauseate Mr. Schmidt with the noxious super nos. You're a crooked jerky jockey and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Schmidt. You're a 3-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce.